Good evening, good evening. Come on in. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Thought I'd take a walk and get a walk and talking. It's a glare. Come on in. Listen, I walk it out. They say kill two birds with one stone. Get these steps in and provide the updates, the political updates. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. Like, share, and subscribe. Listen, I normally say road to 2,000, but y'all, listen, we over 2,000 by a bit, so. So what do we say, road to 3,000? I don't know, y'all. Y'all coming in, y'all come in deep. Y'all subscribe, and I thank you. Come on in. Y'all come get these updates. Give it time for these notifications to hit. It's over 2,100 of you all. Come on in. I got some things to say. China got some things to say. Y'all, China got a lot to say. Hey, Antonio, you said from Greece. Oh, that's a long, long way. Welcome. Please hit the like button for me. Have you been to the USA? I'm in the state of Georgia. Hey, have you been to China? How far is China from where you are? China said, listen, come over here, get them flights. Just bring yourself. You don't even need to bring no suitcases. Just bring yourself. You buy everything else you need from over here. You can even get the box to store, to package the things you need to put back on that plane. Listen, China not playing. They like, listen, you ain't finna stop our bag. American people, we welcome you. We welcome you. Come on in. Come on. Oh, listen, I'm about to say, come on in. China said, come over. Come over. Come over. Hello. China. Come on in, y'all. Listen, China said, y'all come on in. Let Louis Prada. What you want? What you want? What you want? We got it. We got it. We got it. Forget Macy's. Forget Macy's. Forget Macy's. We the plug. China said, y'all, we the plug. As quiet as it can, we the plug. I know they been lying to y'all. Talking about it came from Italy. China said they are Italy. They said we Paris, we France, we Italy, we Africa, we Jamaica. We all of them. What you need, what you need. We can become what you want. We can become what you want. That's what I'm hearing from them is they say for a little bit of change, you want us to be Italian, we will be Italian. And that's on that. Come on in, hit the like button. We're going to get into some things because I'm trying to spread the word because y'all know China talking on that platform that Trump just extended, that TikTok platform. Remember, Trump just extended it for what, 75 days? Y'all think Trump gonna keep it around for the full 75 days? Because right now we're hearing China's voice through what, the TikTok. So if he go ahead and get rid of the TikTok, we ain't finna be able to get the business like that anymore. We got to go on over to that Red Note app where we don't know Mandarin, but we gonna have to learn Mandarin and be trying to read lips so we can see what they trying to say. So right now, while they still got access to TikTok, they telling all the business, not just some of the business, they telling all the business. And we here for it. So listen, how many of y'all in here be buying that Lululemon? I just learned what a Lululemon was sometime last year, probably in the fall. Yeah, they was like, yeah, them $100 leggings, we'll let them go to you for about $5, $6. $5 to $6. Just give us $5. We'll take $5. $5, $6. You can have all the Lululemon you want. What color Lululemon do you want? You want purple? Pink. You like that pink. Ooh, I can see this green going good with your skin. They was like, listen, we got it. We got you, sis. We will have you all the way together for $5. Just $5. If you want to give me a tip, make it $6. I appreciate you. $5. Lululemon. Listen, y'all. This just came out saying they was like, listen, we are the plug. We are the plug. As quiet as it is kept, we are the plug. And they laughed. How many of y'all been buying directly those big brands from the major department stores, paying what they call it top dollar? How many of y'all been paying top dollar for those big brands? Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Who in here got Birkin bags? Anybody in here got a Birkin bag or two? Who is that? Recently I heard Jess Hilarious, the comedian here in the USA. She's on the popular radio station on the Breakfast Club. I think Jess said she got like 6 of them. And her words were, yes, I paid all that money for my bags because it's basically like money. It's money. It's an investment, she said. So if time, this is what she said. She said, so if times get hard and she needs to sell something, she has those expensive Birkin bags that she can sell and just make a lot of money from. So now China then came out and was like, yeah, we can sell them. We can get you a Birkin bag for $10. Do that mean our good sis got $60 that now she gonna be working with if times get hard? I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just putting the questions out. She said she got about 6 of them. I think that was the number. I think she said 6. They letting them go for 10. So that means do our good sis, Jess Hilarious, have $60 saved for the rainy day? She said they say, the Birkin bags is for a rainy day. That's what she said. Listen, I don't come on here to lie to y'all. She said the Birkin bags is for a rainy day. What's a Troy? I only shop at Ross. Listen, Troy, I'll be over at Marshall's. I'll be at Marshall's. I was over there this weekend. Marshall's. Where else? I'll be at TJ Maxx, Ross. You can hit all 3 of them in a circle on a good day. You can just park your car and hit all 3 of them. I love me some Marshalls. Marshalls is my favorite one out of all of them. So y'all know when they came out talking about the amount of money that people was paying for those expensive brands and how they making it, I didn't personally feel no type of way because I never got into put my money into those type of things. I would probably say the most money I've paid for on a brand like Coach. There was a season in my life where I was into Coach bags. So, and it's been a long time since I even bought one of their products, but that's pretty much the only kind of expensive brand for me that I would pay, buy things for. So that's a couple of $100s for a purse. But as far as getting like thousands, even anything, I would say probably even with the Coach brand, between a purse or even boots over the years, I've probably never paid more than 3 something. Like I just never been into really paying a lot of, and even the most expensive thing I paid for, I think it was for my mom when I bought her some boots almost 20 years ago when I was able to, and I knew she liked boots and liked nice things. So I bought her like an expensive pair of Coach boots that was a couple of $100. It probably wasn't even $300, but I know that it was more than what I normally would spend on myself. But as far as these people who in their feelings because they've spent thousands of dollars, baby, that's when you need to have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. Had one of them conversations where you look yourself in the mirror like I'm looking at y'all through this FaceTime, and you say, we got to get it together. We cannot carry on with these shenanigans. These people are playing in our face. And it stops today. Come on in, y'all. Hit the like button. Y'all joining me on my walk and talk. Y'all know you don't know what you're going to get when I'm out here walking and talking. I walk it like I talk it. Come on in. Billy says, I like boots too. Yeah, I mean, everybody got their thing that they going to spend, some money on. So what's your thing? Some women are really into purses. Some are into boots. That's, me, I would say in this season, it would probably still the most money I would probably pay on something. It's probably gonna be something like shoes, tennis shoes that I would pay, and that's gonna be probably just still around $100 range. I'm still not gonna get crazy with it, and that's gonna be in the type of shoes. It's gonna be like tennis shoes because your girl don't wear heels, so it would be like tennis shoes or something like that. And that's gonna be y'all in Adidas, like something like that, that my feet can handle. And they said, listen, Chic, we got you too. You need some Adidas. What size you wear? What size do you wear? We will have them ready for you when you come. Just come on over here. Just come. Listen, these folks saying just come with the clothes on your back. Come with the clothes. Y'all, it's a PSA. This is the message from China. Y'all listen. Y'all listen. Y'all know the stuff I be saying over here. Y'all be hearing it everywhere because they don't like to circulate the real. But y'all know I don't give it. China said, listen, come with the clothes on your back. That's all you need to do. Come with the clothes on your back. Well, you can get a box over here. As long as it doesn't weigh more than 50 pounds, whatever you can get in that box, you can take it back to the house with you. You can get on that plane. Listen, we gonna make it do what it do. Help me help you. That is what China's saying. Help me help you. You want that bulk items that you be buying from people who overprice things? You come get your own bulk. How about that? Oh, you like Lululemon? You come get your bulk of Lululemon. You come get your full 5-10 year supply of Lululemon. They were like, listen, you don't need the middleman no more. Of course, it's not going to have the brand name on it, but they said that's all right. They said that is all right. Zhang over here, who made the one that got shipped off to Italy, is still the same person who make the ones that get shipped off to the beauty supplies in U.S. Zhang is bad. Zhang is bad with it. Zhang will have you hooked up. So don't even think that just because it's in the pile that got ordinarily sent or shipped out to the U.S. that the quality ain't it, because Zhang do not play. Zhang do not play. What happens is that the pal that gets shipped to like Italy or something, when it's going to their country, what they're doing is they're just putting lining in the bag. So if it's a purse, they're just going to put a lining in it that's maybe going to just have their emblem of their brand or whatever. Yo, that is it. Italy ain't done a dang thing when it comes to the stitching. They ain't done nan stitch, put nan zipper, trinket. Some of y'all got items that got trinkets on it. They ain't put nan zipper and trinket on nothing. They ain't done none of that. Zhang did all that. Zhang did all of that. And he can do that for you for $10. He can do that you for $10. You like that Birkin bag? You like that purple Birkin bag? It's cute, huh? It's real cute. Okay, I'm gonna get you. I got you. I'm gonna have it ready. When you say you coming, you say you want all the colors. You say you want all the colors. Okay, I'm gonna have them all waiting on you. Well, John, how much you gonna let 5 of them go? John be like, all right, let me think. All right then, give me 45. Give me 45. Just give me 45. Come on, hurry up and take it before I change my mind. Y'all know how they do. Come on, give me 45 before I change my mind. God working through me. God working through me. God working through me. If you don't hurry up and get them in at $45 and get the hell on, this is what I'm talking about. Hey, cat girl, these are the times. Y'all better get what they say. You better get it while they're getting good. Don't be there asking questions. Well, what about that? They don't be there. Y'all know when you're dealing with the hookup, man, don't be there asking questions, asking all these questions. Don't be there asking questions. Because you're going to hurt yourself, because he's going to be like, you playing, you holding up my line, just gone. What are you, the feds? John going to accuse you of being the feds. Because you there asking questions you don't need to be asking. Y'all better make y'all way over to China, get them products before Trump make them doggone plane tickets, because the only thing he's going to be able to control is some plane tickets. So you're going to have to think like, do I want to go over to China just so I can buy a $10 Birkin bag for $10? But in the flip side, I got to pay $3,000 for a round trip ticket over there. Like these are the questions when you got to search deep down in your soul to see if it makes sense. You got to be like, all right then, damn. Listen, I got plans. You know how you make your little shopping list? I'm going to get me a Birkin. I'm going to get me a cute little Lululemon, like a whole little outfit, because I'm going to be able to afford the jacket, the shirt, and the pants. You ain't finna be able to tell me a day. So y'all know you getting your coins together. You getting your coins together. You getting your little list. So you like, listen, I'm going over there with $500. Ooh, I'm going to clean up. I'm going over there with $500. So you know, okay, you're going to spend $500 over there. But then you got to evaluate if it's going to be worth it, because when you go to buy that plane ticket, that bad boy about $3,500, $4,000, because the plane ticket ain't got hiked. So now you got to pull the doggone calculator out to see like, all right then. So if the plane ticket $3,500, these items $500, okay, am I really winning? Versus if I stay here and go get that Lululemon, okay, for $100, I'll be able to get me a t-shirt and some drawers. Okay, maybe I can't go this month. Maybe I can't go this month. This how Trump gonna mess y'all up with them plane tickets. Watch. Trump gonna figure out a way. He finna F y'all with them plane tickets. I already know. He gonna rate them plane tickets gonna be so high. You're gonna be like, I am not going on the next trip to the ether, to the moon, because y'all know what a trip just went out with today. Gail King got on the spaceship or something that Bezos got to the moon. They said the deposit alone is $150,000. She in it. It was the flight with 6 women. First, historical moment with 6 women. Y'all taking a trip to outer space, y'all. Remember, I told y'all the down payment is $150,000. You know how much you can get from China for $150,000? You come back and start up you a few beauty supplies. You got multiple stores with that, the way China's trying to let go of their stuff. But anyway, so Gail King got on the jet, whatever, the spaceship. $150,000 for the deposit. Y'all, I don't even know how much the whole experience cost, because they lost me at the deposit. They lost me at the cost of a house. Well, back, I guess, probably 10 years ago in Georgia, where you can get a house for $150,000. That issue ain't happening today. But anyway, they lost me at that. Then y'all, kick this. Guess how long the experience is? Remember, I told y'all $150,000 for the deposit. Guess how long the experience is? Bruh, $11 minutes. I'm about to say $11. That's how much it should cost for 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Round trip. Y'all getting y'all a local fair experience. It's like a fair experience. Y'all know them fairs that be in them fields out there in y'all community? Listen. Bezos like, listen, time's hard. It is hard out here for a pimp. I tell y'all it's hard. Bezos said it is hard. Yes, you finna pay for these 11 minutes. You sure are. You sure are. Now, are you coming? Are you holding up the line, Gail? Because Gail said she had to, pray to the spirits. Because she was like, y'all, I don't even do flights like that. But listen, he like, listen, black woman. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? You coming? You buying you a seat? You buying you a seat? Gail was like, all right, then, damn. All right, then, hold on. Let me call Oprah. Oh, all right, then, Bezos and them got these seats and stuff, these spots. We're trying to go up to space and stuff. It's Oprah. The hell you mean Oprah going up to space? This Oprah. Like, the hell you mean going to the space? We don't do that. I know, Oprah. But shit, I got to get my name out there. Your name already out there. I got to get my name out there. All right, then. Well, what you calling me for? Well, I done told you they said the deposit $150. Oh, where the hell I'm going to get that from? That's where you come in. Oh, well, why I got to put money on it? I ain't going. Why I got to go? Okay, Gail, how much it's going to cost you? I mean, how long you say? They said 11 minutes. 11 minutes? Oh, went off. She like, Gail, why is you playing on my phone? Why is you playing on my phone? Y'all know that y'all would cuss your girl out. She called you with some ish like that. Even some of y'all dudes, you'd cuss your boy out. He'd have called you, waking you up out your sleep, talking about, let me hold something. Because y'all know how we do. Y'all, let me hold something. Let me hold something. Let me hold something. All right, then what you need to hold? $150. Oh, you need $150? All right, cash. No, man. No. You said $150. I need $150,000. Where the hell you going? I know you ain't finna take Keisha on a hell of a shopping spree with my This is how we react when we hear the dollar amounts like that. I don't know how the other groups of people react, but y'all, this is how we be reacting when we be hearing them high price tags. We got all the questions in the world. We got all the questions in the world. All the questions in the world. And you may get it after the answers to these questions, but for $150,000, most of the time, you're not going to get it. So anyway, Gail managed to make her way. Who knows what she got to be doing for her girl, to repay that money. Who knows? Because Gail ain't got no money, no man funding her trip, buying her Birkin bags. Hell, Gail got to get out there and get it how she live. Anyway, Gail got on that that spaceship for 11 minutes. I said, I am not waking up in the wee hours to watch her get on this doggone spaceship for 11-minute experience. Y'all let me know if y'all watched it. But y'all know she worked for Good Morning America. So they were broadcasting. Somebody said that's probably going to be that network highest views probably in a long time, with just watching the spaceship go off because one of their staff members is on it. I don't know. Listen, people out here trying to get it how they live. So they like, yo, Gail, go ahead and get on that spaceship. We need the ratings. Go ahead and get on that spaceship because we need the ratings. We going to be waiting right here when you come back. Just go. We ain't got nothing to put on it to help you pay for it, but we will be right here. We will have the cameras going to watch you take the hell off. So that's how Monday started out today. If some of y'all didn't know, that's what happened in the USA on Monday. So anyway, China said, listen, we got what you need. We got what you need. Dude ain't trying to act right and buy you no Birkin bag. Jean like, listen, I got you. Brenda, I got you. Karen, you said your man ain't trying to get you a Prada either. Don't worry, I got you. I got them flip-flops for you. So I told y'all where to go. Don't act like y'all don't know what the plug is. It's in China. We about to move on. We are moving on. China said, listen, we shouldn't have to be doing all this. But y'all president, USA, is a unilateral bully. He said he's doing unilateral bullying. That's what the leader of China is saying. President Trump is doing unilateral bullying. And he tired of it. He like, I'm sick of you, Trump. I'm sick of you. We out here having to close down our warehouses because where the heck all these products going that we got that we normally make? Where we sending it to? That we ain't got no food on the shelves. Because folks like, well, hell, who finna, where these, the stuff on the shelves, where is it going to come from? And now, to make it even worse, y'all, they got hit with this crazy windstorm. Yes, did y'all see that? They got hit with a crazy windstorm that just knocked out whatever the little bit they did have left. That thing lasted for about, a couple of days. Let me see. It was like 2-3 days, just a really bad storm that came through. And just, like I said, the little bit stuff they was hanging on to, that just got blew away like the Wizard of Oz, just gone with the wind, China is going through it. They are going through it. I think they were on record saying they felt like they were at war with somebody. Like they just feel like they just getting stomped on. They just really getting it handed to them. China like, listen, there's no such things as coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence. They like, got something for you. We got something for you. We know that this ish right here, everything that's taking place, this is some calculated, orchestrated. And y'all seen, this is all following after J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance called them people peasants. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back when he called them people peasants. Them people were like, oh, okay, we the peasants. Oh, okay. I got something for you. Next thing you know, that's when we seen them on everybody TikTok, or everybody timeline, everybody YouTube, any social media you had. You see people with compilations showing what China was talking about. That was the first voice I heard this morning. In my video recommendation, China just said, oh, okay, we peasants. Oh, we that? Oh, for real? Word? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right then. Well, let me tell y'all what the peasants been doing. I know, because we only been getting paid pennies for doing these, making these products and stuff. I know. And they've been making just really just cleaning up on when they sell these products. We know. But this is what's been happening. This is what's been happening. Now, I dare them to tell me I'm lying. I dare them to tell me I'm lying. I've been looking to see if anybody came out saying that the Chinese is an MF and lie, because they came out talking. Have anybody heard anybody come out, any of these other countries come out and say China lying? China lying. They lying. They don't make that issue. We make it. What they talking about? Listen, the Chinese, they was like, oh, we nasty with it. We nasty with it. Can't nobody do embroidery on the level that we can do it. China said you said we peasants? We got y'all beat up here. This is where we win. Up here. Y'all let me know when the last time y'all seen anybody of an Asian descent that can't do no daggone math in they sleep. That ain't that can't play a violin. And y'all know people of Asian descent, from what I've seen, they're very meticulous. So when he talked about how nasty with it when it comes to creating things, I know that man wasn't lying, because they're perfectionist people. They're people that naturally, they just go hard. They go hard in the pain. Y'all, these same people that had the kids playing the piano for hours, studying doing for long hours length of time outside of school. Like, this is what I grew up seeing with, what that was taking place within like the Asian families, from having classmates who were Asian. They don't play. They put that work in. And anytime you put that work in, it's going to show up. What I say all the time, you put your head down and you go to work. Chinese know that. They put their head down and they go to work. They go to work, and they dare somebody to step up and try to compete with them when it comes to their craft. They dare you because they know they will outwork they know how their work ethic is. So they said, okay, y'all want to X this out of the equation? All right, then. I bet y'all it ain't going to be this type of quality. Because remember, I told y'all Zhong is nasty with it. I bet you it's not going to be this type of quality. Oh, you going to Italy to go get it? Oh, you say you just going to get it in the USA? Oh, okay. All right, then. They laughed at it because they already know that a lot of people don't want to put in that time and effort that they put in to things. That's why a lot of times with the Chinese, they be leaps and bounds ahead of just people from other nations. Especially when it comes to the intellect, because it's the effort that they put into it. They always on that, I got time today, cuz like that's their life. They're always on it. It's almost like, to me, I feel like they're always moving out of survival mode. You know how when you're moving out of survival mode, you're not getting comfortable. A lot of times, we can get comfortable, get complacent. We think, all right, we got a little change in the bank, and we think we good, we Gucci. We don't need to kind of keep working, keep thugging it out. But with the Chinese, that's not how they are. They continuously do it. They continuously putting forth that effort. They're continuously working. Hello. That's why that man said, yeah, I know, it sounds crazy. We was only getting paid the amount of money technically like it cost to make it. And those other brands were really cleaning up when they were selling it. But it is what it is. This is what we were doing. This is how this is what we've been doing. I'm just, listen, I'm just telling y'all can believe it or no. But what's going to make many of you a believer is when you're no longer getting your hands on those goods like that, or you're going to start to see the quality is different on those goods that you've been buying that's been the expensive brand. Because guess what? Now with China maybe being removed from the equation, other people, they're going to be trying to make it. And you're going to see that the quality isn't going to be the same. You're going to be like, wow, this is not as durable. This is not as sturdy as it used to be. Some of y'all might be falling out of chairs going for it. That might be your future, falling out the damn chair. because the leg then gave out. They done had Charles in that factory. Charles didn't take wood shop. Charles didn't take wood shop. You done down hit the floor. Y'all, listen. Your Uncle Charles done made that chair. Y'all, I would never forget. When I was a kid, we had a family member. We gonna call him Uncle Charles. Uncle Charles like, yeah, I can put the kids' bikes together for Christmas. Y'all, Uncle Charles, he put that bike together. My cousin, she was so happy. She had to be about, let me see, she had to be like 10. We probably like, maybe like 4th or 5th grade. Man, sis got on that bike, y'all. Why the wheel just went flying off down the street? She got scrubbed and jacked all up. Uncle Charles said, I got you. I can put the kids' bike together. Hell, who can't put a bike together? I will never forget, y'all. Right before my eyes, I seen that wheel rolling down that cul-de-sac. She was jacked up. She was crying. She didn't know what part of her body to hold on to the most. Whether she want to, listen, y'all, her skin, her this was all skinned up. The arms was all skinned up. Listen, of course, this is back in the 90s when nobody wasn't wearing no helmet or nothing. Sis was jacked up. She was. Listen, it is what it damn is. Uncle Charles said, I got you. He had that beer over there on the side of him while he put the bike together. So that's what's finna happen to many of y'all out here. That's what's about to go down with some of y'all out here. So don't say I ain't warned you. Do not say I have not warned you. Y'all finna have Uncle Charles, Uncle Henry. People don't know a dang thing about making nothing. Because they like, Trump said he make America great again, and we about to get to make it ish. And folks from be raising their hands to say I want to start making stuff too and ain't got no skills. So we gonna see a lot of accidents, a lot of casual. Listen, it's gonna be going down. But China gonna be like, listen, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you, can't nobody do it like us. Y'all think fat meat ain't greasy. Y'all thought I tried to tell you. I got on the TikTok. And I done told y'all that nobody do it like us. Ain't nobody nasty like us. But y'all don't want to believe it. All right, then. Go ahead and let Uncle Charles and Uncle Henry go ahead and put them bikes together. Y'all go. All right, then. Y'all gonna let them do it. Y'all gonna let them do it and get your ish all scraped up. My cousin probably still got some permanent marks on her scrapes on her body. And it was a girl at that. It wasn't even like she was a girl. Got scrapes all on the body. Oh, my God. I was traumatized just from watching it, because whoever think that they about to see somebody that's riding a bike in the front wheel, y'all was one of them 10 speeds. So you just picture you watching, so like, oh, look at her go, and you see the damn wheel go. I'm just saying, that's just not something a child should see. That is not something a child should see. But that's what I saw. David, what's up? He said, baby girl, you're so true, and God bless you. Thank you so much. Dark Eyes Entertainment says, Chinese goods have always been low and mid-quality. That's why they've been so cheap. But if they're the ones that's also making the ones in like your major department stores, your Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton store, they said they made that too. So does that same sentiment holds true to that item that costs thousands of dollars because of the location where it's been sold at? Because I would like to believe that if people are paying thousands of dollars for a product, they feel like that product is good quality. Look how many years people been paying that type of money for that product in those major stores, and the Chinese are saying we made that. So is that truly a true statement? Because that doesn't make sense if people for years in droves been putting their spending their hard-earned money on these things. Now in China, you're probably going to have some, like anybody else, who are better seamstress, who can sew better and do things better than the next person. But to make a blanketed statement about China and poor quality of things, I don't know. Basically, you got to listen. Ask Jess with the mess on Breakfast Club, with them 6 Birkin bags she got. Ask her how she feel about the quality of them 6 Birkin bags that China saying we'll sell it to you for 10, because they said they made it anyway. Ask Jess. See if she feel like the quality on them 6 Birkin bags is poor. Because China said just because it got an Italy label in it and then one got a Chinese label in it, does it mean that the quality isn't the same? I done told y'all we made both of them. Listen, I done told y'all we made both of them. We made both of them. What part y'all missing? We made both of them. One went in this pile over here and one went in that pile over there. This pile over here, okay, is going to the USA, and hell, we sending that to the beauty supply store. This pile over here going to Italy, and they gonna put their little lining inside of the purse and put their Italy stamp on it. But Jean did both purses. Jean did the $20,000 purse, and Jean did the $10 one. What we doing? What we talking about? What we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We got to think this through. I know it's probably hard for many of y'all to wrap your mind around the items in the beauty supply been made by Jean, just like the items in doggone Bloomingdale's. Jean said he worldwide. Jean said that wherever the dollar go, he goes. Listen, Jean said, what you need? I am the plug. What's your budget? What is your budget? Oh, good sis, your budget $10. I got you. I get it to you for $10. This is what's taking place. This is what's taking place. Y'all, I'm just repeating what these people are saying. I ain't making this ish up. So now that's why I say who in here, who out here calling China a bold-faced lie? Because I have yet to see someone come on the scene and say China is a bold-faced lie. They ain't making all of that. We make it. We got Jacob over here who's making those bags. I haven't heard anybody say that. All I keep seeing is just these videos of people circulating China's message. But I have yet to hear someone come on the scene and say China is lying. Is that part for me? Sometimes you got to pay attention and listen to what somebody's not saying. The silence. It's been silent. Radio silent. It's been silent. The only ones who've been talking is them saying, this is what we've been doing all these years. No lies detected. No lies detected, y'all. This is the deal. This is what's going on. Some of y'all got. It is what it is. Hey, it can happen to the best of us. It's just a situation where I can say I wasn't one of the ones who got on that type of level. For one, I couldn't afford to get got on that type of level to be paying thousands of dollars for things. And I believe just even with me and my personality, even if my money was looking, okay like that to do those things, it just wouldn't be something I would be interested in anyway. I just couldn't rationalize paying $2,000 for a handbag. That's just me. That is just me. But there's a lot of people who have been doing it for a very long time, and they rationalize it because they like the exclusivity of it. And that's the thing, you all, when it comes to brands. People get caught up in the exclusivity of it because in their mind, okay, everybody can't have it. So they're paying for the exclusivity of being one of few people who has it. Just hilarious saying, I got 6, when your average person don't have 1. That is what gets people geeked, knowing that they got some ish that the next one don't. People, that's just people. I know women do it like you just like to have you just like to feel like you just one up in somebody, that you got some ish that somebody else ain't got. So a lot of when it came to these brands, people was feeling like, yo, I got these shoes, I got these red bottoms, I got these purses, and the chick over there, she ain't got it. She can't afford to have it. She ain't got no man that can buy it for her. So is that chick just really winning with having 6 Birkins? If these people are like, yo, come over here, I made that Birkin that she got on her shoulder. You like that one too? Oh yeah, that is cute, huh? Okay, I can get you one like that for $10. When you coming? When you coming? We'll be waiting on you. What's your hours, young? Don't worry about it. Our hours is your hours. Y'all know how a hustler be. They will work around your schedule. What you need me to be? What you need me to be? What time you gonna have the money? All right, well then that's the time I'm open. That's the type of time that China's on. That is the type of time that China's on. So it's a lot of people right now that are in their feelings with learning of this information. These housewives who thought they was flexing and doing it, talking about the next chick who talking about whose stuff ain't real and whose stuff a knockoff, when they all was made by Jean. Jean made all of them. The difference is that housewives, hers got the lining in the inside in Italy written on it somewhere. And then the other working class woman, hers say made in China. But the stitching, the design, the zipper, all that was the same. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all, come on in here, hit the like button, but let's talk about this man who's still in prison in El Salvador. Y'all know I done came on here. I don't know if it was over the weekend. I went live talking about that man who is in the El Salvadoran prison, and the judge then told Trump them, listen, I'm gonna need for y'all to work to get this man brought back. The Trump administration was like, well, we can't do that. We don't know how we don't know how to, it's not funny, but at the same time, it's real effed up, y'all. The El Salvadorian president Bukele visited the White House today. The press asked Bukele, so will you be returning Abrego Garcia? That's the man, the Maryland man, the husband and father who resided in Maryland before they sent him to CCOT. They said, President Bukele, will you be sending Abrego Garcia back home? He said no. Y'all, he looked, you know how you look in the camera? I'm looking at y'all. Chic, will you be going to the mall and purchasing a Gucci bag? No. Y'all see that same energy? That's the energy he gave them people in that White House. Without no tie on. He had no suit and tie on either. He had no suit and tie on either. He said no, just like I'm saying no to them buying the brand, the expensive brands. He said, I can't just bring somebody back into this country. Like, what, I'm going to smuggle him back? I can't bring him back into a country, to a place where they don't want him. No. McKenna said, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Ask me, Sheik. You going to buy you a Prada? You going to go this weekend? Macy's, got a sale on a Prada. They got these bags they letting go. They said they normally valued at $5,000, but they're going to let them go for $1,450. You going to go and get you a bag? No. That's the energy that man had. Sure did, with his big head. He got a bobblehead, got a big old head. His head looked bigger than his body. I don't know, just something about him. But he was clean, though. He got a little black little outfit on. It wasn't no suit and tie, but, he had his hair lined up and everything. He was ready for the camera. Ready. No. You get somebody a hard no. No with a chuckle. No. That was what he told them people. Trump sat there and looked. They started asking Trump, okay, well, Trump, what y'all gonna do? Well, no, we ain't trying to bring him. Like, we can't make him bring him back. Like, it was basically they were kind of passing the bucket. Like, okay, Trump would say, well, no, I can't do it because President Bukele has to be the one willing to return the man. And then Bukele say, well, no, I can't do it because I can't bring somebody over to somebody's country who don't want them. Y'all see what I just did? Trump said, no, I can't make Bukele bring him back. Bukele over here like, well, no, I can't make, President Trump want me to allow for me to bring him back into their country. Back and forth, back and forth. I said, Lord, people in the comments like, Lord, this man probably ain't even living no more. But this is how they threw it back and forth. So then I learned, too, that even with the Supreme Court ruling, the Supreme Court ruling said that President Trump had to facilitate the return of Garcia. Y'all, I didn't really peep that before, but today the word facilitate became like stressed in the article, because facilitate is to, okay, you play a part with having conversations and things with getting him to return. They're like, okay, we acknowledge that you can't make him come back because yes, he's now in another country, El Salvadorian territory, which by the way, this is where this man is from. This is where he was from. He's born. And so they were like, okay, yeah, we can't make you, so we're ordering for you to facilitate his return. And in the meantime, every day we want you to, this is what the courts are saying, every day we look for you to give us updates on how that process is going, what measures you've taken to facilitate the return of Mr. Garcia. So each day over the weekend, the administration had been giving these updates, and the most recent update being, well, listen, I don't know what to tell you, Judge. This man still is the MS-13 gang leader. But the part, y'all, that gets me is that how do you say on one hand, it was in an administrative error. Hello. It was an administrative error. And then on another hand, say, oh, he's a gang member. Make it make sense. Again, remember the double talk? It's the double talk for me. How do you say you acknowledge something was an error, but then on the other end, you say, well, no, we're not going to be doing more than what we're doing because he's an MS-13 gang member. This is that ish that I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all got to peep game. Which one is it? And even when they came out saying it was a clerical error, there was no elaboration on what the freak the clerical error was. Like, what is you saying? Is a clerical error we picked up the wrong person? It wasn't supposed to be Abrego Garcia. It was supposed to be Andre Garcia, Andy Garcia. Where was the error? They never elaborated. So then aside of that, okay, you still standing 10 toes down that he's a gang member. Can you please show me your receipts that supports him being a gang member? They haven't done that either. So the Trump administration are sitting in, when they talked to Pam Bondi today, when she was at the White House, she like, yo, like, first of all, the Senate can't come in and regulate how the president brokers deals with other countries. So what they're doing is just out of order anyway. So what that means, you all, is that because they're saying that with the Senate and the Supreme Court and everything, what they're doing is out of order. It's almost like, who gonna check me, boo? The Trump administration is still doing whatever they feel like they have the powers to do, because they're like, you can't tell me I can't. You can't tell me I can't. So listen, y'all just finna be mad, but I'm the president. And Bukele just sat up here and told y'all in front of all these cameras, CNN, Fox, everybody was here, that he not bringing this man back. So next question. I was just like, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was outdone. I was outdone. I had to take me a nap on that one. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go lie, but I got to rest my brain on this one, because that one was deep for me. It's like, let's think of any of you who have a loved one who got detained, got arrested, in jail. And then, here, let's use this example. This happens a lot, where someone named your loved one as the person who robbed their business. They named them. Your loved one got picked up. While in custody, the person who named your loved one as the culprit behind whatever happened says, you know what? Yeah, I made a mistake. And then it's like, okay, well, can you go and tell whoever, the people that you made a mistake and you named the wrong person as being the person who stole from you? I could. But, I mean, it is what it is. I ain't even worried about it. I mean, what? What? This is what this translates to me. Someone acknowledging that they made a mistake that has your loved one locked up, They then circle back around, spin the block, and be like, yo, yeah, I made a mistake. But they don't tell it to who they need to tell it to for it to be fixed. And your loved one's still in jail. They still sitting over here talking about, well, yeah, I made a mistake, but hell, somebody still stole from me and robbed me. So, hell, somebody locked up. I mean, because you know, you will have some people like that who will feel like, well, as long as somebody getting punished, just so they can sleep better at night, it's not even coming down to whether it's the right person or not. It's just them knowing, like you have in some cities, like with law, with police, like y'all see that play out in these movies and shows where it don't necessarily be centered around getting the right person, but for the facade, they want to do an arrest. They want to pick up somebody because it's putting the people's minds at ease because they're thinking like, oh, they got him. But they didn't get the right person. They didn't get the right person. But y'all see, we see it play out the behind the scenes. They be like, well, we got to, it's about the image. It's about the image just being put out there that we got them. So therefore, to put the people's minds at ease. This is what El Salvador and the President Bukele is doing right now in his country. I told you on my last live, I watched a documentary on El Salvador and how he runs that country. He literally tasked the police force to pick up X amount of people per day. It's a quota, a daily quota that they have for rounding up people who they suspect as gang members. But remember, it's a quota, and if you don't meet your quota for the day, you're not going home. So guess what that means? Innocent people are being rounded up every day in El Salvador. This is what I learned in the documentary. Innocent people each day are being rounded up in El Salvador because the way they operate is, okay, we'll pick you up first, and then we'll conduct our best investigation to rule you out. Ain't that some ish? Can you imagine living in an environment to where you can be picked up, and then their mindset is like, okay, well, I can bring you in because I want to. And then while I got you in custody, I'll just do my part with determine if whether or not you should be here or not. Shouldn't that ish be the other way around? Before you even come rounding me up, you done already done your due diligence to make sure that I'm not your guy. I'm not your girl. That's not how they roll in El Salvador. They don't, Mikhail said it's been happening for years. Yes. So in the White House today, the press asked Trump his thoughts on, because, he's talked about having American inmates be locked up over there. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know, but it has come up, the idea of having American citizens be imprisoned in El Salvador. That came up again today at the White House when they were all conversing. And Trump said, well, I would like to be able to send people over there, but I know, I have to abide by the law. But it is something that I'm interested in because I feel like people who push people in front of trains, y'all know, like that's a thing apparently, like up north well, I guess it happened here in Georgia too, like at the train station, we have MARTA here in Georgia. So in New York, they have their train, and sometimes people will like push someone in front of the train. So President Trump talked about how he feels like people who do things like that should be over in El Salvador prison, in the CCOT. And then he used the example of people who hit old women in the back of their heads. Now, them are two examples he used as to who can qualify to go over to El Salvador. So just know that if someone is, people, men, because right now the CCOT is just men. I think women have their own facility, but I watched the documentary on the CCOT. So it's just centered around just men. When you're in CCOT, you're not getting any visitors. So if you think you finna have you an attorney or somebody working on your case because you got sent there by mistake, oh no, going to CCOT, you all, is like being like getting thrown in a dark hole. There's no coming back from that. You're there. You're there. Y'all, they showed a picture of some today. So when I was doing research before this live, I seen a picture for men at CCOT. Remember I told you, as soon as you get off the plane, you going straight to that barber. Y'all know that one jank barber that can't cut hair and jack up your whole lineup? That's the one who doing your head. So he the one, he doing, that's the one. He doing everybody's head. That one right there. Getting you a damn buzz cut with it, it's off. They showed a picture of about maybe 16 men on the ground, on their knees, with their hands on the back of their head, with their heads shaved. Remember I told you, you get that buzz cut, that special, that skinhead special. And they had circled around the picture which one they was saying was Abrego Garcia. I'm like, how the heck they know which one he is? I don't know if his wife identified him by the tattoos that she seen, the sleeve on his arm. Because remember, that was the key way that they were identifying when they were saying people were a part of gangs. They were going by tattoos. They were going by tattoos. That's what they were using here in the U.S. when they were making the decision on who was getting on that one-way spirit flight to El Salvador a few weeks back. So can you imagine if somebody saying, yo, Pam, I need for you to show me your receipts on how you determined this person was a gang affiliate, and them saying, well, they had this tattoo on their neck, they had this tattoo, and that be their support? Because to me, what it's giving is that they don't have anything stronger than, hey, this person got some tattoos. Because when I watched the El Salvadorian prison, they said that's how they determine who's gang affiliate there. There's two gangs. You got the MS-13 gangs, and then you got the there's C-18. What's that? Are they the Barrio? They might be called the Barrio 18. Barrio 18. There's two gangs there. So how they determine if you're a gang, remember I say they'll just pick you up if you got some tattoos. They say, okay, because they say the people who got tattoos on their face, those are gang leaders. Those are people who have taken lives. So this is how they identify in El Salvador if you're a gang affiliate. And a little bit that I've heard the Trump administration talk about as it pertains to just gangs and rounding them up, I heard them talk a lot about tattoos. How many of y'all here in this chat have tattoos? Then how many of you all in this chat are a part of a gang? These Mikhail, so is the new thing now is to run and try to get your ish covered up? Because if this is the type of thing that they're going off of, because this is what I've heard the Trump administration talk about, and in El Salvador, this is what they say. They go off of the tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but I know I'm very rare as an adult. At least in the USA, it's not often I come across an adult who don't have a tattoo. So I know I'm a rare breed. I used to want them, but I just never, I'm 44, I just never got around to getting them. So I just still don't have any. But I know a lot of people do have them. So you're going to need more than a tattoo. You're going to need more than a tattoo to convict somebody of being a gang affiliate. Here's the thing also with the tattoos. Maybe you once were a gang affiliate, so you have a tattoo from just your old life. How many of y'all got tattoos from just an old life where you used to maybe be affiliated with something, but you don't roll like that no more? You on some other type of time now. I seen this one man, so back to the documentary. It was one guy, he fled from El Salvador to Mexico. Because remember, they rounding you up, they going off of the tattoos. He had tattoos all over his body. He had been in that gang, I think he said he had maybe like 30 years, for a long, long time. So he left. He went to Mexico. He now got him a woman. She's pregnant, and he's going through rounds of having his tattoos removed. He said, I think it's gonna take about 12 sessions to remove them all. It was either it's going to take a total of 12 or he needed 12 more. And he said it hurts. He said it hurts. So you could see as he was having, the doctor was working on him and stuff. And he was just so appreciative of the doctor. It's a woman doctor who was doing it. And he's just appreciative of her, I guess, doing it for him, not just being afraid and not wanting to provide the service for him. But he would go back, I guess, every time he get his money up to be able to pay her for the session, he go back and have another session. But he said it's very painful. But he said his goal is to go back. He wants to go back to El Salvador. That's where he wants to be. But he was like, yo, I can't go back there all tatted up, because he already know as soon as they see the tattoos, automatically they're going to round him up, because they're going to associate him with a gang. Now, mind you, he once was a part of that life, but he not even about that life no more. But because he got his body all tatted up, they still would consider him to be a gang member. So he like, yo, I can't go back there looking like this. He had, so in the documentary, you know how they'll blur out your face and stuff, so you couldn't even see what the man looked like. You can just hear him talking. But remember, I learned if you had tattoos on your face and stuff, that means you were a leader. You like top dog if you have tattoos like on your face. So some of you all who may see people and you be like, damn, they got all these tattoos on their face and all of that. Those are the ones that's really about that life. The ones that got tattoos all over their face, they're about that life. Those are the more dangerous ones. Those are the ones that are leaders. They got a little position within the gang. This is what I've learned. So when Trump talked about wanting Americans to go over there and do their time, Bukele got excited and was like, yo, yes, like, I'm here for it. Like, I love to help you clean your streets up like how ours is cleaned up in El Salvador. But I done told y'all how he got his streets cleaned up. He rounded up people and then asked questions later. He done rounded up everybody. That's his technique. That is his technique. Let me just round up everybody. And just by chance, we'll just get the right ones. And if we get some innocent ones, then listen, it happens. Like, yo, that's like their mentality over there in El Salvador. Like, some of them go after, I call that catching a stray, when you innocent, but you got caught up in some ish because of what somebody else is doing. So you got a lot of people over there in El Salvador catching a stray because the crime is so bad to where the president's mindset is like, yeah, shit, hell, just round them all up. Just round them up. We'll just worry about if they innocent or not later. That's some effed up stuff. Pat Jagger says collateral damage, unfortunately. This is how they rolling in El Salvador. Y'all, I promise you I'm not making this ish up. If you're interested in knowing how they roll, go to YouTube, type in El Salvador prison. El Salvador, prison documentary or El Salvador documentary. You will hear it. That's just not the place you want to go. H said, OMG, they're humans, not cattle. But this is, so then they had some people. So in the documentary, there was one guy talking to the people, a cameraman saying he was low key trying to, send smoke signals like, yo, they ain't doing it. They won't let us see our family. All of us ain't gang members that's in here. So you got him talking. They had his face blurred out, but you can tell through the blur, you didn't see any tattoos on his face. Then there was another man who had tattoos all over him, and he talking about, basically he's saying the CCOT is the best place ever, and how they treat them with respect and everything. On my last line, somebody said, Sheik, maybe probably was told to say that to the camera, threatened to say, hey, you need to say this to combat the negativity that's been said about that prison, that experience. And I'm like, that makes sense, because y'all, he was selling it like the Hampton Inns, like The way he was selling, talking about how good they had it at CCOT, he spoke about CCOT in a way I ain't never heard anybody speak about CCOT. But it made sense that maybe they said, hey, if you say these things, we'll take care of you. We'll do this for you. Just say some nice things. Y'all, they got CCOT on lock so bad. I think it's on Sundays. One a day. I think it's on Sundays. They have them singing religious songs together. You know how you gather around and you know, are you at church or whatever and y'all singing hymns or Negro spirituals or whatever? This is what they do with the inmates at CCOT. Y'all, and they knew the words. They knew the words. But hell, I guess if you can get out your cell and have some little slight experience of feeling like a human, I guess you will look forward to the Holy Sundays where you can gather around with other people and sing songs. Because this is what they were doing. They were all gathered. They were sitting on that hard floor, because there ain't no cushion nowhere in the CCOT. They don't even sleep on the cushion. The bunk beds they sleep on, there is no mattress. No mattress or no comforter. So don't think you finna go there and get you a little mattress and a comforter and just think you just finna be off in your drink. No, it ain't going down like that. It's not going down like that. They are intentionally making you feel as uncomfortable as you possibly can feel. And they dare you to just get in your feelings to act like you got a problem with it. They dare you. So yes, Bukele, like, yes, President Trump, I can help you get all of this together here in the U.S. because you all imagine if the penal system here in the U.S. was like CCOT. I actually don't think we have all these problems like we do when it comes to crime if it was. Because it's bad. I think, hell, if they ran the ads like they used to do with the Just Say No to Drugs, the DARE campaign ads, if they ran campaign ads just showing what CCOT looked like and saying we about to get something like that set up over here, I really think that would be enough to change the game when it comes to our crime level, because that ain't what you want. That is not what you want. And there are a lot of people who are at CCOT dealing with that. Some of them, I would say most of them rightfully should be there, but I'm not going to believe that all of them deserve to be there, just like here. You're going to always have those innocent ones who are caught up in some ish. That's why we have to be careful with who we run around with. Because again, sometimes you can catch a stray, you just guilt, what they say, guilt by association, running around with the wrong crowd. Because he or she done some ish, you was right there that day with him, or they done seen some days where you was out with him. So they want to try to lump you up in that. There's a lot of people who have gotten caught up in stuff just guilt by association. But the thing about here in the U.S. that you at least got going for you is that we have this legal system. And if your money right, you can get you a pretty good attorney. Or hell, if you ain't got no money, you got the court-appointed attorney. But when you're in another country like El Salvador, you don't have that. Very, 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 very few people got it like that to be able to lawyer up. These people are impoverished over there. That's the reason why a lot of them just do what they do, or own that type of stuff, that type of time, is because they're impoverished. They ain't got nothing else to live for. So you think they got some money? They loved ones who are out got money to be trying to pay for a doggone Johnny Cochran? No, they don't have money like that. A mom who in the documentary whose son got rounded up one night after he was coming home from his little job. He was a teenager. She is a single mom of 3 kids. She don't have money to hire an attorney. What she do every night, I think she said it's like a 2-hour distance one way from her house. She goes to the police precinct and wait outside in hopes that her son got cleared and they release him, because that's the system they got in place. Remember, I told you they round you up and then they conduct their investigation after the fact. So what families are doing is that each night they just show up to the police precinct and they wait outside to see if that is going to be the day that their loved one is released, that their loved one is cleared. At this time during the documentary, that woman's son had been locked up for 18 months. So for 18 months, she's been doing this song and dance with going back and forth to the police precinct, waiting outside to see if he gonna be the one of the chosen ones that night to walk out. Lord knows if right now if he's come home. But remember, Bukele said, "Listen, Trump, listen, I can tell you how we do it. You want this type of situation? I'll tell you all the ins and outs of how we make it happen." Yeah, go ahead and send them to El Salvador, because right now, President Trump pays El Salvador $6 million to house those 200 plus inmates that he sent over on the plane. $6 million a year. So it's a financial benefit for El Salvador to have American inmates over in their country, because each inmate have a dollar amount over their head. So that's going to be more money that the U.S. government, which now as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking that's going to be taxpayer money, right? So that's more money. So we're going to be paying that money for another country like El Salvador to hold our inmates. Because we're going to pay it. If it's coming from the government, that means it's coming from us, right? Don't we pay into the government? So that's what the conversation kind of was about, partly at the White House today. Like, Trump, how do you feel about having inmates be housed in El Salvador? And he's like, yo, I'm here for it, but I just got to see if I can do it, due to the laws that are in place. Pat Jagger said, better than having them here. Mikhail said 18 says about enough information. Let's see. Let's be completely honest. They don't want Mr. Garcia to come home because he will tell the truth about what's going on in that prison. That makes sense. I've been wondering, hell, the man, because remember I told y'all there was a picture and they had the inmates bent, on the ground with the hands behind their heads, and they just circled around one inmate, and they was alluding to that being Mr. Garcia. And I'm like, how do we know? Because remember I told y'all, when you get off that plane and they cut your hair, like, they all start looking alike. Y'all go look into it. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Y'all put in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. They all look alike. They all got, a lot of them got tattoos, and then they all have the same haircut. So how do we know that's him? I've been questioning of whether or not he's still living, what his health, with his condition is, because it ain't like anyone has heard from him, and they're saying like, okay, he's not coming back. And it has a good point. He could come and tell how it really is over there. So it's more benefit to El Salvador as well as the U.S. to not have him get out, because when you go to CCOT, that is a one stop. Like, you're not going there and there's plans where you're getting out. That's just not the type of place that is. You're going there with the plans of you staying there. Like, that's like your last type stop. So yes, I'm sure that man, he'd get all kind of probably book deals. That's a movie right there. His story, you all, is a movie. Dang, Lifetime. It can be a Lifetime, but here we got Netflix. Go on and get the bag. That's a Netflix movie. How many of y'all watched that story on Netflix? If Abrego Garcia agreed to tell his story and do it and make a movie out of it. I know I'll watch it. That's a Gayle King interview. While Gayle talking about she about to go. That'd probably get more views than watching Gayle get in the doggone dang spaceship. Stephen Rose said, yeah. So that is a good point there. But that's why I like to go live and talk to you all, because I share information. You all provide information. You give your opinions. And then we get into it. We get into some things. When I say I was felt very sad when I learned the sentiments surrounding that man return to the USA. I do not like the thought of anyone who may be innocent. If there is just an inkling that they are innocent, I feel like it deserves to be explored and investigated. I've heard more than enough stories about people's experiences being locked up to where I feel like that is not a place that anyone who does not deserve to be there should not. And although this man, people say, okay, he was an illegal immigrant, send him back to El Salvador. He could have just went back to El Salvador and that be on that. But I don't feel like he had to go back to El Salvador to go to CCOT. Just send him back to El Salvador. Now, while he's out there, if the El Salvadorian police department feel like he need to be taken into custody, that's one thing. That's between them. But I don't feel like it's right for our government to say you deserve to go to prison without any concrete evidence that supports that. I don't believe that should take place here in the U.S., and I don't believe that should take place with anywhere else. It's inhumane. I just can't rock with that. I just can't rock with that. Due process, right? You all hit the like button for me, please. Just double tap the screen. I'm rounding up my little walk. But I don't know. I'm the type of person, it's not hard for me to put myself in other people's situation. So when I think about his story, I just think about just if I were to be in that situation. I have children. If any of my children, my family, my loved ones were to be in that situation, how would I feel? And I ask any of you to do the same. Put yourself in that situation. If that were to be you or anyone else that you know, that you care about, if they were to be in a situation to where the people who put them there are saying, hey, we made a clerical error, but they're the same people who are saying, we're not going to fight to make it right. That's crazy to me. Big Dipper said, I would feel outrage. To me, I think for most people, the feeling would be so strong, the emotion, to where I don't even know if there is a word. Hello, if there is a word out there to describe it. Because it's almost like you feel helpless. Like you can't do anything about it. To me, I feel like that's like the worst feeling in the world. To where you see something happening and it's not right, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's nothing you can do about it. And regularly, the person who has the control is just laughing in your face. They were saying on the media, I guess, Trump was somewhere and he was talking about because remember, I've talked about it on my lives before, how the prisoners are always kind of looking a certain way. Like they're bent over. I've talked about it. So apparently Trump has made comments about that as well, with the positioning. Like the prisoners aren't never like standing upright. They're always like hunched over. So apparently, like, he made a comment, they said, with somebody, and he was overheard saying, yeah, that's good TV. That's what they need to see. Like, he wants people to see that. And my thing is, okay, if you want to use it as a scare tactic for here to say, hey, have it followed up with, hey, don't be caught up in the shenanigans, or else you're going to end up like this. Don't be caught up in the shenanigans, or else you're going to end up like this. Okay, I'm here for, say, if you want to show that. But if you're on some type of stuff where you're just trying to, you're laughing, and it's like a ha ha ha, then that's different. Hold on, I'm coming into my house. Different when kind of just laughing at something versus doing it, speaking out from a place of wanting to help. And I'm just not here for it. Listen, I'm just not here for it. I'm not. Hey, Bailey. I'm just not here for it. Bailey, you here for it? It's the shenanigans for us. We're just not here for it. It's the scare tactic. But I think it would be a good scare tactic. Okay, Bailey, go on now. I think it would be a good scare tactic if you were followed with the message of, okay, kids, this is not what you want to do, boys and girls, whoever, but to just be behind the scenes kind of snickering because of just the situation of, oh, look at them. I don't know. It's just really how you do it, right? What they say is not what you do, is how you do it. The shenanigans, Sarver says, shenanigans sums up the entire administration. And it's just too much. It's just, we got to do better. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, that was disheartening for me. I didn't like that. Yet your Big Dipper said, yet your entire judicial system is like that. Due process. Mom's YouTube says, damn, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. 6 million. So it'll be more if we have American inmates and things go over there. It'll be more money that we would have to pay. And yes, we would pay this. Sarver says there is no address for CCOT. So yeah, they don't get letters and things. So there's no letters. There's no phone calls. They do get 3 meals a day. In the cell, there's 80 of them to a cell. So it'll be like that. They call them like so they're grouped. So the cell is big enough for like a lot of them to fit. So it'll be like 80 of them inside of one. Have any of you all seen the, what's that game? The Squid Games? Think of Squid Games. Remember in that scene, like in the Squid Games, they have these bunk beds and things that they sleep on. So it's like Squid Games. Like, yeah, it's like Squid Games. That's just not where you want to go. That's the closest I can say what it's like. It's like a Squid Games. Jose Rodriguez says, IG, I was a gang member. I would say I wasn't. I was a gang member. I would say I wasn't a gang member. So whoever said, I'm not supporting the gangs. I'm standing up for those who were wrongly deported. That's what I understand. Because I feel like people who are a part of gangs, yes, go there. But I feel like it has to go beyond a tattoo. I think it needs to be backed with something else, because you got people who once were a part of gangs and they are no longer a part of a gang, but they still have the tattoos because it costs money to have those tattoos removed. I watched the man in the documentary, he said it's like 12 sessions he will have to go through in total to have the tattoos removed. And he said it's painful. It costs a lot of money just to even get a tattoo, if you go into an actual tattoo shop. But it costs a lot of money. Like it's multiple procedures that you have to go through to have tattoos removed. So I just think it needs to be more than, oh, okay, this person has a tattoo, to say. I think you can use that as maybe something to be a support to other evidence that you have. But I don't think that should be like, okay, this the thing, the nail, the nail in the coffin. They got a tattoo. What? Countdown says 35% didn't vote last time, so they are also the blame for this mess. Macau said this generation is over. There's so much youth that's doing. Drain the swamp. Countdown says start with Musk. He gets 8 million every day from your tax dollars. So Bernie Sanders, y'all know Coachella is going on. So he showed up, y'all, at the stage on Coachella and told them young folks, like, listen, y'all are the future. And I'm going to need for y'all to stand up and represent. Let me see what exactly he said, because he went there. He broke away from his tour that he was on with AOC, Alexandria. Ocasio-Cortez. So they have the what do they call it? They got this little the fighting oligarchy tour. So Bernie Sanders has a tour that he has going on called Fighting Oligarchy. So that's just basically fighting against one person, fighting against the idea of one person being able to just basically be in control over everything. So that's how people are viewing President Trump. They're like he's just like, listen, I don't care what that judge said. I don't care. Listen, he on the listen. Who gonna check me, boo? Type energy. So Bernie Sanders and AOC, over the weekend was visiting places. They were in Los Angeles, and they said there were 36,000 people that showed up, making it the largest rally ever. The largest rally ever, and that was in Los Angeles. So on Saturday, he showed up to Coachella. Can you picture Bernie Sanders and who we got normally have? You got Lady Gaga. Who did I see? I've only seen one person perform this year. That was Glorilla. I was watching something, and after I finished watching something, it went into Coachella, and Glorilla was on stage. So I'm trying to picture Bernie Sanders and Glorilla at Coach. Listen, y'all, these are times we live in. These are the times we live in. Anyway, Bernie Sanders, feel the burn. Bernie Sanders was at Coachella talking to the folks. I was in the comments. People were like, oh my God, if I seen Bernie at Coachella, I would be like, oh my God, he has ruined the moment for me. So, but listen, Bernie was like, listen, I got to go where the people at. I got to talk to these people because this is how serious it is. So Bernie said the younger generation has to help lead in the fight to combat climate change, protect women's rights, and build an economy that works for all, not just a few. So that was a post he made after he had his appearance on, at Coachella. But I did see, like I listened to when he was on stage, it was maybe like a 2.5 minute clip out there where I guess I don't know if he wasn't on stage very long because the clips that I see of him talking were all like super short, like around 2.5 minutes. But he did, when he mentioned President Trump's name on the stage, the people started booing. I did hear that. They booed very loudly when he mentioned President Trump's name on the stage. You all, I got to thinking today, like with everything that's going on with just the USA, even what's going on in other countries, because as I say, because the United States is such a big, strong nation, the things that take place here has an impact on places, on other nations. And y'all let me know in the comments. And this is probably in particular for those who did vote for President Trump like myself. If you were to make a vote today and it was centered around, okay, voting in either someone new or keeping President Trump in, what would your vote be? Would you still vote on keeping him in his position? Or Sarver said, I voted for Kamala. Okay. So would you vote for keeping him in his position? Or would you vote for someone else? Would you vote for Kamala stepping his position? Or is there someone else who was maybe on the ticket that you would vote for? Or would you not vote? What would you do? Because Janet Jacker says Trump. Pat says they were all progressive at the rally. It's California. Good point. That is California. Sarver says he should be impeached. But I just got to thinking because with this whole situation, and the reason why, too, I started thinking about it is because right now, with China coming out talking about how, Roseanne said Cory Booker, with China coming out talking about how they make all these products for these major brands, that's serious. Because when I learned that, when I woke up to that information, all I got to thinking about is how much money that these brands are going to lose. Because now that people know, they're not, a lot of them, I think some of them will probably still pay all the money, but a lot of them may back away and say, you know what? I'm gonna choose not to spend my money on those brands anymore. Now that I know, because what do they say? When you know something, you can't unknow it. So now that people know what the real deal Holyfield is, will you still be running out there to buy the Louis, the Gucci, the Prada, the Lululemon, the Chanel, the Bobby Brown? Would you be running out to still spend your money to pay $100 for the Lululemon pair of pants? Because listen, that's all you're getting for the $100. You don't think you finna go in Lululemon and get you a whole outfit for $100. That is not happening. So are you going to move differently when it comes to spending your money now that you know this information? Because what they say, when you know better, you do better. So now my thought is, okay, how many of these rich folks out here in their feelings because now the secret, the cat is out the hat. The secret is out. The gig is up. How do you return back from that? That's like your boy telling you, I slept with your mama. Do y'all, fellas, do you return back from that? Is that still your dog? Can y'all go and have a beer? Be on some Obama type stuff and go have a beer after your boy just said, I just smashed your mama? I'm just saying, how do you come back from that? There's some ish to where what they say, it ain't no coming back. It ain't no coming back. So given that China done this, are we going to believe if Caroline, when she go on the stage and do her little press conferences of saying that Trump having conversations and he feeling optimistic about China coming around, are we going to believe that? Because I don't know how you come back from this. How do you come back from this? I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just putting these questions. I'm putting all of this out. Matthew said, none of us that respect money and what it takes to get it spends it on brand names. I never owned a Nike and always had shoes. Wow. I hear you. Lorna says, get rid of Trump before things get worse. Roseanne said it's going to be a slow process. DA, I didn't even think about the Jordans. DA said these clowns still going to buy Jordans. Listen. So here's the thing. I think that these people who are still going to run out and buy these brands, I think they're going to be the ones that people are actually now going to be laughing at versus the ones where there was a time where the people who had off brands, people laughed at. The tables are going to turn because now the ones who've been wearing the off brands going to laugh at the ones who wearing the brands because they're going to be like, you dumb fool. Where in what universe does that make sense for you to go pay $200 for something that you can pay $20 for? So I think, listen, folks gonna be fighting. Folks gonna be fighting. Folks gonna be fighting, and now it's gonna be the people who getting bullied who wearing the brand stuff versus the non-brand, because the non-brand people gonna be going in on the people wearing the brands because they're gonna be like, you dumb idiots. You idiots. You idiot. The ones wearing the brands, look, the kids who at school wearing the brands, they gonna come home crying because the kids who ain't wearing the brands gonna be talking about them, because the kids who ain't wearing the brands gonna be like, fool, didn't you get the memo? Do you not have a TikTok account? You don't even need to have a TikTok account to see this issues going on in it. Have you been asleep? Do you not understand that them are $10 shoes just like mine, but your mama paid $200 for them? And you trying to act like you better than me? What's not arguable is that I'm smarter than you, because the fact that I know this, like, listen, y'all, it's folks gonna be fighting. Folks gonna be fighting. Kids gonna go home like, I don't want to wear these Jordans, mama. I don't want to wear these Jordans. It is gonna be a new day. The kids gonna be like, I don't want to wear the Jordans. They talking about me when I wear my Jordans. They talking about me when I wear my Jordans. I don't want to wear my Jordans. I want to get the Shacks. Can we go to Walmart? Can we go to Walmart, mama, and get the Shacks? Listen. Listen, it's these conversations going to be real different. I predict too that the items in these swap meets, the beauty supplies and all of that, sales are going to go up. Sales are going to go up in those type of environments, and it's going to go down in the high end environments, because now people are going to be like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Matthew says, I went to south of the border last weekend to get fireworks. Talking with the employees, they said China makes $90 of the 90% of the products, and 10% American. Became more all of a sudden, or will the prices go up? But we must invest in ourselves. Detroit said clothes aren't the biggest affected because we do produce some textiles here, but machines, electronics, toys, furniture, construction supplies, and shoes are going to really spike. So did you all see that President Trump said he removed the tariff? He put exemptions for the electronics like the smartphones and the laptops, goods that are among China's largest exports to the U.S. Butch says only Trump can save us. Like I said, like I would love to see that poll of, approval rating today with everything that's been happening, how people, are feeling about how things are going. Swan says, what about trans rights? What about gay rights? Well, I read that one before Virtuous got it out of here. Virtuous said, not today. This ain't the place. We over here about human and how about American rights. How about that? We about American rights over here. Sarva says, I love Cory Booker, AOC. Y'all, did you love Cory Booker enough to listen to him talk for 25 hours straight? How much was your love? Did you love that man enough to listen to him talk 25 hours straight? The way my bladder worked, y'all would have been mad at me the way I would have kept having to have bathroom breaks. Y'all would have been like, but I didn't even see her drink anything. How is she still going to the bathroom every hour? Oh my God. I hate needles. Yeah. Nice walk. Yes, thank you. It was a nice walk, Pat. I get my walk in. I like to do a walk and talk with you all. And while I walk, Pat says he was a temporary protection status. His time was up, and that's why they deported him. Listen, Linda, listen. All I can say is out here is every man for themselves, while at the same time, we do have to use discernment of when it's time to come together because there's strength in numbers. And I feel like right now it's the haves against the have-nots, and the have-nots are the working class people. And Ocean American says, can I subscribe to you? Sure, hit the subscribe button. Like the video, double tap the screen. You all like the video. Right now it's the haves against the have-nots. I view the have-nots as the working class people, and the haves the rich. Did y'all see in the governor of, what's that, Pennsylvania, where someone broke into his home and set it afire while he and his family slept? Yes, some nutcase. Like, listen, he got around all the security, got up in the house, set it ablaze, and like left. Like he was up the street when he got caught. Thank you so much, Ocean American. Yes, definitely subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Roseanne said it's time for survival mode. Thank you, Ocean American. Pat said that's crazy. Yes, that man. Listen. The Shapiro is his name. Shapiro. He's the governor. Shapiro. He was bad. He started cussing at the press conference and everything. But he was like, this ish got to stop, regardless of what party, whatever, because he's a Democrat. When I researched him, he's a Democrat. They said that I think he was on the short list for the vice VP position for Kamala. Had she gotten it, I think he was one of the people that was being considered to be her VP. But he was like, this ish got to stop. Like, people, this is crazy. And apparently, he's Jewish, and the fire took place coming off of him. I think they had Ramadan or something like that. So he was like, I don't know if this happened as a result of because I'm Jewish and we had this event, but I'm here to tell you tonight we got another event. And if you had an issue with how I was moving before, oh, get ready because I'm going to go even harder. Remember I said how Bukele looked in the camera and gave a hard no at the idea of sending that man, Mr. Brego Garcia back. That's how Shapiro looked into the camera. He said, if you got a problem with how I've been moving thus far, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. That is basically the energy that he had at that press conference. Because a lot of times, when it becomes where you come for someone's family, then it takes to a whole, it elevates. And this man and his children, his wife, they were all sleeping in the house when the man set the house on fire. It was a 38-year-old man. I don't know the details yet about his identity other than his age. I saw a picture of him. To me, he looked like someone like in the past when you would see pictures of terrorists. That's what he was given, like that terrorist type look. But that was just the thoughts that came to my mind when I saw him. I was just like, okay, he looked like he nuts. He looked like he a plum fool. So, but yeah, you can find that on the internet. But yeah, that you can see images of his house. It's just because it was two areas of the house that the man set on fire. So it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So yep, the family definitely can't live there right now. The house is going to have to probably just be rebuilt. I didn't see the full like view of the house to know if they would have to pretty much knock the whole house down just to rebuild it, or if they can kind of only, redo certain parts of the house. But it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And they said that within seconds of, the 911 call being placed, the police were there. So he was really happy. This is the governor of Pennsylvania, I believe it was. Governor Shapiro. Can't think of his first name. Shapiro. Yes. So he was happy with how quickly thank you so much for the subscription, Ocean American. He was really happy about how quickly the authorities responded, how they showed up. He was like, it was a matter of seconds. But it's just crazy to me that the person was like able to like just get physically in the house. It's not like he was outside, he threw some through the glass window. Like, no, like he literally got in the house. I would like to think that they would have some type of alarm system there. So I don't know what type of security, what they got popping off at the governor's house to where somebody can actually physically get on property. Like nowadays, hell, everybody got a ring camera. I don't know what kind of system he had to where somebody was just able to just get in there the way that they got in there. That man was able to get in the house, do what he came there to do, and dip and be up the street like a thief in the night. Ocean said, I'm glad to subscribe and I agree with what you're saying. Thank you so much. It's shocking. Like, this is crazy. Y'all, folks is nuts out here. People willing to risk it all. Like, these are the times we live in. Detroit says, crazy that people feel so comfortable attacking people about politics. Yes. Because, listen, it's not one person that can vote someone in. It takes multiple people. So if someone's getting voted in, that means there's a lot of people who feel away. There's a lot of people who want something different than what they're experiencing. Because if you're good with what's been given, you're going to continue to vote the same, right? But when that's no longer working, that's when you're signing up for something different. You're like, you know what? This ain't work. Let me try something else. I do not think that someone's vote on anything should ever warrant that them being attacked, them being bullied, because what we all should be doing is voting for our best interests. Not centered around a party, but just what's your best interest? Because maybe somebody on a different party is speaking something that makes sense to you. Vote for your interests. And you got a lot of people out here are so stuck on colors, like the doggone Bloods and the Crips in the U.S. Us, Americans know about that, like the Bloods and the Crips. A lot of people are so stuck on colors to where they're not even listening to policies. Sarver says, I'm a lifelong Democrat. And you got a lot of people who are lifelong, whatever they are, Republican, Democrat. I was a Democrat up until like I'm independent. So once I voted for Trump on a couple of the last two elections. So that's when I became like an independent because I started to look more on the views that what the person has been running on versus like a political party. And so that's how I kind of switched over and started to vote the way that I did. So that's why still even on this channel, even though I say, hey, I voted for Trump, I talk a lot about just the things that are going on that I'm not even here for, even though I've talked quite a bit on the things that I'm here for, what Trump has done. But as of late, there's just been a lot of shenanigans taking place that I'm not in support of. So I've been talking about them. But you'll hear me talk from both sides. So it's not about bashing any particular person. It's about me just speaking on just the particular the agenda. It's about me speaking on the policies. I'm not here for all of the ways that President Trump is moving, in particular when it comes to Abrego Garcia. Now, listen, I don't know if that man is affiliated with a gang, but what I do know is that the Trump administration is refusing to provide receipts to support their accusations of this man being affiliated with a gang. That's a problem. That's not how we move, how we're supposed to move in the USA. That is an entire problem. That's a problem. And I just don't wish that on anybody. I can't rock with that. Show me the receipt. If you show me the receipts and they strong enough to support, yeah, I mean, he did listen. It is what it is. Okay. But we haven't even received the receipts to even be able to say, listen, it is what it is. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. But what you have gone on record as saying is that we made a clerical error. What does that mean? Pam Bondi, what does it mean? We made a clerical error. What does that mean? Because naturally, it means to somebody like me or most of us is that you're owning up to a mistake. You're saying, hey, we made a mistake. A clerical error is a mistake, right? We made a mistake. Which is why the judge, the Supreme Court said, hey, go ahead and facilitate this man coming back. You've acknowledged you made a clerical error. Go ahead and facilitate bringing him back. But they won't even do that. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, we can't control El Salvador. I mean, that's out of our hands. Oh, okay. Okay. Sarver says Mr. Garcia was in protective custody. He spoke out against MS-13. And now he over there with him. He with a bunch of them over at that prison, because that prison consists of MS-13, and I think the other gang is called Barrio 18, something 18. I think it's Barrio 18 or something. But they're in the same cells and everything together. Detroit says an immigration judge had granted Mr. Abrego Garcia a Salvadoran legal protection from deportation in 2019. TTV say illegal immigration is a big problem in a lot of countries. Forrest Gibbs says, but he is not dead. Do we know what this condition of this man is? How do we know? Because they ain't shown no proof of life. I told y'all on the internet, I seen a picture of a bunch of men bent over, bald head, wearing the same clothes, and then there was just somebody circled around the one of their heads saying, indicating that was him. I was sitting there wondering, like, how we know? Like, who said that was him? Because I didn't see nowhere in the article where somebody ID'd the wife or somebody said, yes, that's my husband. How we know that's him? Roseanne said, we don't know. We don't know. There is no proof of life. Remember, you ain't get that. Somebody already said it ain't no mailing address to CCOT. So he's not getting letters. He ain't getting no phone calls. He's not getting time to consult with an attorney about his case. So how do we know what's going on with this man? And somebody made a point in here about they probably don't want him to come back to talk about what's really popping off over there. And that just makes so much sense to me. Because imagine if someone was able to come out and talk. Because remember, that's a one-stop shop. Like when you go to CCOT, that like you on pass go, like that's your last stop until you up out of here. The Lord calls your name. Like that's it. So really, Who has left CCOT to be able to talk about what really goes on there? Because I told you I watched the documentary and there was nobody interviewed who said, oh, I was once in CCOT and this was how my experience was. They only spoke with a couple of people who were legit still in CCOT. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm not even sold on this man is even all good as far as with his physical condition. I'm because there's no proof of that. I don't know what we base that off of. We can't assume that he's. How do you know? How do you know? We haven't seen no pictures of him being over there. There hasn't been no pictures circulating of him over there where they said, well, okay, well, this is him. No, we have not seen a picture. All the pictures they're circulating in the media is what he looked like the family provided before he went over there when he's with his family. When he had hair. Because you over there, you ain't got no hair. So he ain't even looking the same. I'm sure he done lost a lot of weight because he was kind of heavy set, kind of chunky in the pictures that's circulating. Everybody I seen in the CCOT documentary looked like they had that Obama snatch waist. That size 20, that 25, 27 waistline. Listen, you ain't getting no extras over there. Can I have some of your cornbread? Can I? No, they ain't. They probably ain't getting no cornbread. You get you 3 meals. You get you 3 meals a day, and that's on that. Everybody had a that like the Obama snatch waistline. Well, nobody in that camera looking like they was an overeater. No. Mm-mm. Detroit says, were you comfortable with Trump's first term? Yeah, I felt like in comparison to how what the previous administration with Obama and oh yeah, I felt like our country definitely was better than it was when it was previously ran underneath the Democrat. Even though his first term, I didn't even vote for him because I didn't like him then. I wasn't a supporter of Trump the first time. I was a Bernie Sanders supporter the first term. And so that's going back to, I guess that was 2016. I was a Bernie Sanders fan. Feel the burn. And then when Hillary Clinton made the ballot in place of him, I didn't like her, but I didn't like Trump. So in my mind, I'm like lesser of two evils. That was like my mindset. So I voted for Hillary Clinton. And Hillary lost and Trump won. I was sad, looking crazy, like a lot of the other people that look like me, thinking it was the end of the world. And then once he, ran the country, I'm like, okay. So when he ran again for a reelect, I then voted for him because I'm like, I was here for it leading up until, the C-19 pandemic. I felt like, our country, we was in a good place. There was nothing that I can say that I felt like, that we were just down bad. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, no, I didn't like him. But going off of how he ran the country, I can't take that away from him. So I'm good with how he ran the country. So okay, I'm going to vote for him. So I voted for him, and then that's when they named Biden the president. And y'all see what we got for them 4 years he was in. Y'all can tell me in these comments how we was winning when he was in the 4 years, because I think he slept the whole time. I'm just saying, I think that man slept the whole time, and he would wake up when they would prop him on that stage to do his, what you call that, the debate. They'll prop him up there, do the debate. After they prepped him, and then he'll still get up there and F up. They be like, we didn't tell you to say that, Biden. We told you to say this. Why is you making us look bad? we told you to say this. We practiced, and you still got up there and F'd up. So, and then Kamala, I just couldn't rock with her. I think she's a chameleon. So listen, Kamala, like, what you want me to be? Kamala like the Chinese when it come to making them goods. What you want us to be? We Prada, Gucci. Listen, what you want us to be? I feel like that's how Kamala is. Like, what you want me to be? You want me to be Indian? You want me to be Chinese, black? What you want me to be? White? I got me a white husband. What you want me to be? So I was confused by her. Like, okay, all I knew for sure, she went to Howard. And she came from Canada. Like, this is all I knew. She claimed I think when she was little, she was in Oakland. I'm from the Bay Area. Don't ask me what she was standing on, running on, because hell, don't even ask her. Because if you ask her what she was running on, she gonna insert Trump's name and talk about all what he doing. So she just never stood on business. So that's pretty much why she didn't get voted in. Listen. She didn't stand on business. She did not stand on business. Sarver says the picture circulating on social media looks like Auschwitz. It's not humane. Trump is a fool, Evelyn said. Tina says because we were living in Obama's economy, Trump's economy is what you have been feeling since 2017. Pat says Biden was sharp as attack. Remember, shit, that attack was just as dull. I love burning AOC, both millionaires lecturing us about income equality at Coachella, where ticket prices range from 600 to 2,500 a piece. That's how much them tickets going for. I seen somebody saying not Biden, not Bernie up there talking to the rich kids who paying $700 for a ticket. Detroit says it's crazy that the Trump can say and do so many things about other people, but people don't have the same energy for Trump. Tina says, yes, doing work says she ran a campaign on what's wrong with Trump. Yes, so, and that was it. It was just like, okay, well, what are you standing on? And a lot of people want to know, okay, well, what are you standing on? And she just couldn't. And so she didn't win. It's just like, we'll see if they try to prop her back up the next go around. But it's my y'all. I'm predicting that they're gonna elevate or they're working. They're grooming Jasmine Crockett to be the next Democrat presidential nominee. Jasmine Crockett, because the way they pushing us down our throat, her down our throat. Like I just feel like Jasmine Crockett will be name will be thrown in a hat. Who else? Maybe AOC. Um, who else? Definitely Jasmine. Because it's like, I didn't know who Jasmine was until Trump got inaugurated. Now, I know Jasmine. Like, I feel like I just know too much about her because she's always out there. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Tina says, actually, any woman. Yes, I do, Tina, think that it's about just having a woman. But I think they really want a woman of color. And I think they probably can't think that, okay, pushing a woman of color would help with the black vote or the vote for just people of color, but black people, maybe Hispanics too. But I think it's about a woman of color, not necessarily a woman. I think that they will push a woman of color harder than like a Caucasian woman, a white woman. That's what I think. So Jasmine, yeah, I think I've heard that Kamala's name might be. I don't know. I think there'll be a fool to invest more money into her when the world has already told the Democratic Party on two occasions that they are not interested. When she was actually running for president, they told her, we're not interested. And then when the first time she ran for president, and then ended up being Biden's VP. That's the only way she got in the White House, because she kind of went through the back door. Then she came back out and tried to get in and slide in as president on the default. Okay, well, Biden, he down bad. So to me, she didn't try to get in there every which way. She done try to get in through the front door, the back door, the window. Listen, she gonna need to talk to that man who set the governor house on fire about how he got in, because clearly he knows something she don't know, because he know how to get in and make it do what it do. Kamala's still trying to figure out life. So Democrats would be a fool. The Democrats would be a fool to invest millions and millions of dollars in her again. The people has spoke. The people has spoke. I truly believe that Jasmine Crockett would get further as a Democratic nominee, and I'm not even a fan of hers, but I think that she would get further than Kamala, because Jasmine Crockett, I feel like, will be able to. She speaks better, as I think she can stand on her own better with speaking on why she should be the one to do something. I just think that she'll have a stronger stance and be able to hold her own and not insert someone's name in her argument as to why she should be the one. I just feel like I think that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I just feel like she'll just go further than Kamala. I think that Kamala is more palatable to a lot of people, including myself, because listen, Jasmine be annoying the heck out of me. But Jasmine annoys me, but at the same time, Kamala, to me, Kamala moved with more grace, I think, than Jasmine. Jasmine be out there, listen, cutting up. Kamala, I think Kamala is more poised, if that's the word, demure. She's packaged better. I think Kamala is packaged better. So it makes it more palatable for a lot of people across different cultural groups. Jasmine is very raw. She's raw with it. She's very like real direct. And it's just like, are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? So a lot of people, I don't think, is going to be kind of ready for that direct energy. It's like it's too much. So maybe they'll work on her between now and then, and 4 years from now, or even 2 years when you start running, for her to kind of um, become softer with her delivery and her approach, because she's going to have to be able to go in rooms with all different types of people and to be able to communicate with them. And I just think she needs some work in that area. She needs some work in that area, but in all, people know where she stands. You're not sitting in confusion with her. Like, you're not confused. You're like, okay, I know where this I know that she don't like that man. You're not left with all these questions on, okay, now what's her stance? She's always talking. Like I'm saying, I'm not even a support of hers, and I'm speaking about her. So imagine those who are who supports her, like what they'll say about her. Like, even though I don't like her, I recognize that this is a woman who stands on business and she gonna talk her talk. Like, she go hard. She go hard in the pain. Like, I recognize this about this woman. She goes hard. She goes hard. And I think that she will be the one. Now, I think if AOC gets pushed as well, I think AOC is more palatable, to where people would probably, I don't know, people may back AOC probably more, just because AOC is more poised than Jasmine. Jasmine is more raw. So, I mean, I think the black folk will rally behind Jasmine, but you got the other groups of people, like your whites and then the Hispanics. I think AOC, I could see them backing her, especially if Bernie supports her. And Bernie, oh, I don't know if he'd be trying to run again, but if Bernie and Sanders endorses her, I can see AOC going further than Jasmine for that. But this is just my prediction. Y'all know we're going to be here. We're going to be talking about it because it's my thing. These politics, we get into some things over here on Chic Speaks on it. So y'all make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you are in the know. Detroit says the lowest average unemployment in 50 years, with record low unemployment rate for Black Americans, Latino Americans, women, veterans, workers without high school diploma. Um, yeah, underneath Detroit, underneath whose administration were you calling all that out for? Was that under Trump's administration with those record low numbers? That's what it sounds like. Frag says there won't be another Democrat president for 15 years. Frag says you got voted out the House, Faxes, and the Senate. Eduardo says she is down for her ish. Them Dems just need to be more aggressive and push back. Reeve said, no offense, they are hiring based off of merit now and not just color or gender. Welcome to America. Princess, unemployment is low because of Biden, not Trump. FYI. Y'all know when they was adding with them unemployment numbers. Well, yeah, because Trump just got in there. So anything that's, they're still lingering from, numbers are still kind of lingering from when Biden was in there. But then you got to bump those numbers up to when Trump was in, like what the numbers look like. So remember, Trump hasn't even been in the office for 90 days. NWQ, let me see, NWO, Thompson saying, black man here for Trump, baby, 100%. Big D say, hey, Chic, this is my second time watching you. I love what you have to say. You keep it real. Thank you so much, Big D. Detroit says, all my previous stats were Biden's. Okay, thank you so much for that clarification. Prince says, black men don't vote anyways. Lord, so you got some that vote, not all of them vote. Not all people vote. I know black women who don't vote. So you got some who just be like, listen, what's the point? It ain't real anyway. Or they say, oh, I vote down ballot. I only vote for my local constituents because it's all fake. It's all rigged. So you just have people across different cultural groups who just don't believe. They either believe or they don't believe in voting because they just think it's just not real. Detroit said this is stock market's worst start to a presidential term in modern history. Doing work says I'm an independent free thinker. Tariff sucks, but we need to a level playing field. I do like you doing work. I also agree that we need a level playing field. So I haven't been upset really with tariffs. When I've learned with how we've had tariffs put on us and the tariffs we were put on other countries were much lower. So I do believe we need to have an equal playing field. It's just so unfortunate things has gotten so ugly to where it's created just this tariff war of what we're experiencing. It just it's just bad. I just look forward to us being beyond this, where we be like, okay, it all worked out. We're all in a good place. I'm looking forward to that day because it's dang sure not here, and I don't know when it's going to be. But I'm trying to keep faith alive. I keep saying everything that Trump's doing. It's going to take a good 2 years for us to kind of feel the positive effects of it all. But child, I call on Jesus every day to say, fix it, Jesus, fix it. Because, yeah, it's pretty bad. Pat says the stock market will go back up. It's time to buy. Big D says, what I can't stand is what's going on now. The hatred, regardless of what candidate someone voted for, we have to stop this division. I agree with you there. Say it for the people in the back. World Peace says we need manufacturing back. We should not rely on other countries for medicine or steel or security. I agree with that too. Trump trying to bring it back. But as people say, listen, it's going to take time. It ain't gonna happen overnight. And so you got business owners like, well, okay, this not gonna take place overnight. What am I supposed to do in the meantime? The struggle. I say it's hard out here for a pimp. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. Everybody's saying it worldwide in unison. Pimping ain't easy. Maxine said, I just want the truth. I just want the truth, Maxine. Detroit Coalition said tariffs do not create a level playing field. It's a cost to do business in this country that is reflected in the price for consumers. He said tariffs is not the answer. How many believe that? How many believe tariffs is not the answer? How many believe tariffs is not the answer? What is the answer? What is the answers? We want to know. Please share. What is the answer? Because according to the Trump administration, tariffs is the way to go. And I'm like, okay, well, I trust in your leadership. If you say tariffs is the way to go, then that's the way to go. So what is the answer? What's the answer? Roseanne said Jesus. Jesus is the answer. Listen, Roseanne Allen said, Sheik, you want to know the and Jesus. Hashtag Jesus is the answer. I told you every day I say, Jesus, fix it. I call on him every day, multiple times a day. Every time I get a video sent to me, I go on to my YouTube and I see the news headlines. I call on Jesus. Jesus is the way. Sean says we need to leverage China, level the trade imbalance. So do you level that, Sean, through tariffs? That's the question, because some people like, yo, okay, Trump trying to do that through tariffs, but then you got some in the like, tariffs ain't the way. What is the way? What is the way? Roseanne say prayer changes things. I agree with that. Prayer changes things. Jesus, fix it. Big D said, folks, Trump has only been in the office 3 months. I know that some hate him, but please give him a chance. This hatred and name calling is destroying this country. Let's hold it together. Yes. I know, yeah, it ain't even been 90 days yet. It's approaching, but it seems like it's been at least a cool 12 to 18 months, I know. But no, it hasn't been long at all. It hasn't been long at all. He just came in and just got on the ground running, like literally like day one. Like, yo, okay, so what them papers at? Where my pen at? Let me sign these orders. Let me sign these executive orders. Like he came in boots on ground running like we've never seen before. So yes, it feels like it's been a whole pregnancy term. It feels like y'all we done peed on a stick. We done did the pregnancy announcement. We done the gender reveal. We have had the baby shower, and we in labor and delivery. Y'all, I know it feel like all of that. But y'all, like we literally are on like we literally are at just peeing on a stick. Like literally, we're just at peeing on a stick. This is how early in the game we are. We still like first week of morning sickness. 66 says, fall on your knees, everybody. Pray, amen. Lord Cancer says, how many Americans who are stuck in low-wage jobs would love the opportunity to get better manufacturing jobs? Tariffs create those jobs. Our economy is ruined for us, but we can fix it for the kids. I like that because, as they say, it's not going to happen overnight. But when us working today can make it better for our babies down the line. Reaper says he has made everything amazing. Big D says, yes, folks, as a strong Catholic, I trust in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I lost my mom a few months ago, and the only thing that kept me sane was my faith in Jesus. Amen. When you know, you know. Prayers to you, Big D. Sorry for your loss. I say during these times, that's all we really truly have is to lean on like our faith, a higher power. And for those who don't have one or don't haven't identified one to lean into, um I feel like it would be very, very beneficial to to find something to believe in, because that is what gets us through. Because it's so hard out here. I'd say it's hard out here for a pimp. It's so hard where we can't do it on our own. We need to release the weight. We need to release the weight from us and put it onto something else, because we as human beings, we can't continue to carry that. It causes sickness. It can cause sickness in us. You got what they say, let go and let God. That is a real meaning. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Pat says, give me something to believe in. Asking you shall receive. Prayer works. So whatever it is that you want to see, go ahead and pray about it. Reaper 362 say that's what the victor, let me see. It poisons you. Yep. So we have to lean into something. We have to be prayerful for better days. We have to pray for the strength of our countries, the strength of our leaders, the discernment, all that we want to see happen it's just in prayer. Napkin says, I like how direct you are. Thank you so much. Listen, I don't know how to be any other way. I be listen, my energy like Jasmine Crockett. Clearly she don't know how to be any other way either. She don't know no other way either. I don't either. So maybe that's how I can clock it, because I know how I am in content creation. Listen, I just shoot from the hip. I just come straight at you. Ready or not, I'm on my, but was that Lauren Hill? Ready or not, here I come. You cannot hide. You cannot hide. It is what it is, you all. I just kick it to you just how I receive it, how I come to understand it. And I just hope that I can convey the information in a way that you're able to understand as well. Roseanne says, knock and the door will be open. Wood Baby says, factories are not going to want to move into the U.S. with the wages, employee benefits, and all these other regulations they have to follow. It's much cheaper to go to other countries. Detroit agreed with you, said 100. Wood Baby. Big D says, Chic, have you considered running in public office? Your positive attitude and clear thinking will serve you well in the office. You're a strong woman. Thank you for that, Big D. No, I mean, I only people in the comments will make comments to me about politics, but I don't know. I view politics right now in the season that I'm in. I view politics much like Hollywood. It's very tainted, and the powers that be. There are powers that be that kind of controls everything and everyone. And when look at politicians and the things that they say and do, I feel like they're controlled by other people, just like the news platforms and things like that. I just feel like these people are controlled. When anytime you're on the screen on a mainstream media platform, I just feel like it's controlled. So you're unable to kind of be your real authentic self. I think the most real authentic people are going to be your content creators, the people who are just on their channels, just speaking their truth, giving their opinions, because we're not bought and paid for. We don't have an allegiance to a particular person, a particular brand, a particular political party. We're just regular boots on ground people like you that have a YouTube account, and we decided to just go live. So when I think about being in politics, I think about the freedom that I have right now no longer being a thing. Because now it's like, okay, well, Sheik, you can't say that. We need for you to say this. Because to be in this position, this is how you have to speak. So what you want to do? What you want to do? Life's about choices. Where they say all money ain't good money. They like, listen, I'm going to pay you this hefty salary. You can get the bag. But at this cost. Listen, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't have all the money in the world and a lot of times have a good moral compass and be able to sleep well at night. You cannot have it all. I'm a believer that you can't have it all. And what that means is that something has got to give. And when it comes to this politics thing, Hollywood, people compromise themselves for a check. And here's the thing with that, when you get involved in that world as well, not only do they have you under their hand like a puppet, but they can control you through your family and your loved ones. So sometimes people will try to come at you through your people, not directly through you. They'll send a message through your people. I be telling y'all the ish that y'all see on TV in these movies, that stuff is real life. They put it on the screen to get you used to. But the scandal, y'all don't think stuff was popping with Olivia Pope with Kerry Washington or Kerry? Y'all think that was just play? Y'all think that was play? Or was y'all just only there watching to see what her newest cute coat was gonna look like for that episode? Like, why was you? What was y'all doing? What messaging were y'all taking in when y'all was watching Scandal? What messaging? Because the message I got was, I don't want no parts of 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 of, of DC, of politics. I don't want no parts of that. So that's where I stand today. Listen, I don't know what my future looks like, but that's how I feel today with the way things go. Pat says politics is dangerous. Detroit says this all sounds good in the abstract, but plenty of economics have said that Trump is choosing a catastrophe of his own making. Tobias says, well, I'm from Sweden, equals what EU, not look at US at the same way as I did before. Detroit Coalition says Trump took a car that was running with some issues, and instead of fixing it, he sent it to the chop shop. Big D said we need a strong person to stand up to the big wigs in either party. Chic, I think you have the mental toughness to be your own person. I thank you for that. I thank you for that. Hey, Veronica said her outfits. Veronica, you said that's what you was running. You was running every week to look at, trying to see what coat she was finna be in. They had at the Smithsonian, the African American National Museum. I was in DC last week. You all check out that content. I was boots on ground in DC. So I have 3 videos, 3 days. I was boots on ground in DC. And at the African American Museum, they had the display of, Kerry Washington, Olivia Pope, and they had her jacket. It was like the infamous white coat, trench coat, that she'd wear. But she wore some bad outfits. But I'm just going to say it was more than the outfits for me. Listen, I was peeping the storylines. Like, them folks cray. Like, we are seeing it. I was just telling my mom that right now, the ish that we see going on between these rich folk, These politicians, these countries, oh, the Bloods and the Crips, these street gangs, they ain't got nothing on these people when it comes to this politics thing. I said Trump is the biggest. Trump is like the Suge Knight of politics. Suge ain't got nothing on Trump. This is y'all big bank take little bank. That's why I'm like, oh, this street stuff. I chuckle at that because that ain't got nothing on this international beef stuff. Come on, some of y'all understand what I'm saying? This international beef that's going on, it's on a whole nother level because the money is on a whole nother level. The money is on a whole nother level. When the money rises, it exacerbates. It makes everything bigger. Right now, what's going on? It's just on a whole bigger scale because of the money that's involved. Everything is rooted in money. Politics, Hollywood, everything comes down to the money. Remember, I said at the White House, Bukele, the president of El Salvador, was at the White House today. He lit up like a Christmas tree at the thought of Trump sending American inmates to El Salvador. Why? Because of the money. The money. Every inmate have a dollar amount over their head. Bukele is already getting $6 million a year for the 250 inmates that he got over there. So if Trump signs up and commits and do another contract, let's just say to send another 250 over there. Bukele, y'all think Bukele is looking clean today? Because he was looking clean in that White House with that black suit, that suit. Like he had no tie on, but he had that little custom fitted suit. His big head, he had that hair lined up. His little listen, you couldn't tell Bukele he wasn't killing it. You cannot tell Bukele that he wasn't doing the doggone thing. Bukele getting that money. Bukele just finished hosting Miss Universe over in his country. Miss Universe was just over there last year because Bukele said, listen, y'all can come over here now because we cleaned up our streets. Listen, we done rounded everybody up and put them in jail. So they cleaned because everybody done got locked away. So y'all come over here. We can host your whatever. What you got? You need a cook. You got a cookout. You getting married. You want your gender reveal? Come on over to El Salvador. We'll host you. That's the energy. That's the type of time Bukele, the El Salvadorian prison is on. El Salvador president is on. He's like, come on over here. Come on over here. Veronica said, all jokes aside, I believe everything that was going on in Scandal. I know that's right. I do too, sister girl. I do too. Roseanne Allen says, money is the root of all evil. Everything is rooted in money. That's why I say these street gangs and all of that. What I'm learning with these tariff wars and these countries battling, I'm looking at y'all, these street gangs and this street stuff like, I'm looking at them like, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Like y'all ain't doing nothing. Because these wars at Trump, China, these countries, Canada, they on a whole nother level because their money is on another level. Their money is on another level. So that's what I'm like, they out here thugging it. Listen, they out here thugging it hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp. Pimping ain't easy. They are straight thugging it out here, y'all, in a way that I ain't ever seen before. But I'm going to be able to talk to the grandbabies about them and say, y'all, come on, sit down here. Come on, sit over here. Let me tell you a story. Let G-Ma tell you a story. We will all have a story. We will all have a story. We will all have a story to tell because these are historical times that will make it in the history books. They will make it in the history books. This is that time. This is that time. We are seeing things happen that we've never seen before. Many of us. We have some people who are living, who are older in age, who've seen some similar things. But what we're seeing on this level, I'm pretty sure they're going to say, no, it ain't never been this deep. The Republicans and the Democrats wasn't at it like that. It wasn't on that kind of level. It wasn't on some Suge Knight type time. No Biggie Tupac type time. Pat Jagger said everything is going to be all right. Keep the faith. G Zilla says this is a rerun of Up to the WW2 Terrifying. True One says historical times, Queen. They admit to lying about slave trade. Baker says it will make it to the history books, but not the way it's actually going down. So this the thing. So this is where me and you come in there. If we're blessed enough to still be living and have breath in our lungs, we will be the people to be able to tell the truth. We'll be the ones to be able to tell the grandbabies, yeah, I know they telling you this because they might come to you and say, gee, ma, grandpa, we're learning about, 2020 when the pandemic happened and when President Trump was in house and they said this, they said that. You're going to be like, no, no, no. Come on here, little one. Let me talk to you. I have a story to tell you. Let me tell you what really happened. Let me tell you what really happened. I'm going to be on I was your grandma. I was on the internet. I was talking my talk. Let me show you some things. Come listen. Grandma, you used to talk a lot. Even when you were younger, grandmama always talked a lot. Grandmama always had something to say. Grandmama always had something to say. Even when I was in my heyday, when grandma was snatched, grandma had something to say. Just because I'm 75. Come listen. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you what really happened. Let me tell you what really happened. Let me tell you how it really went down. This is where we come in. We have to tell the truth of the matter. We got to tell the truth. And then these are moments to where you all capture your moments. I'm a person that takes a lot of pictures. I went to DC. I took a whole bunch of pictures, over 200 pictures. I went live. Capture these moments. Because someday you're going to, if you're fortunate enough and you're blessed to live that long, there will be people who will want to hear your story. There will be people who will pay to interview you to hear your story. They will ask you, what were you doing? What were you doing during those times? Were you sitting on the sidelines watching it go down? Were you at the rallies with your signs saying hands off, saying Trump is the way? What were you doing? Did you run and get in line to get your jabs? Like, what were you doing? Were you the one, or were you advocating for people to be able to have freedom of speech to make their own decisions when it came to their medical? Like, today, we have to ask ourselves, what are you doing? What am I doing? When the time comes when someone wants to talk to me and ask me what my experience was like, what will I tell them? Because that day is going to come, God willing. If you're here, that day is going to come because these are historical times. Zachary says, God bless America. Dr. J, God bless America. Absolutely. Detroit says, how are they going to tell the truth at the when they won't tell the truth now? Right. Big D says, exactly, Sheik. But we know the truth. We know the truth. And what we'll have to do, we'll just have to, anyone who will listen, we'll have to share it. We'll have to say, no, this is how it really went down. Never mind what you've seen in the books. This is how it went down. Let me show you. I captured footage of it. I documented it. I took pictures. I interviewed people. I spoke on it. That's why it makes a difference as to in present time. What are you doing? What receipts are you creating to be able to support your story down the line? Because everybody going to be with the receipts. And when you're having conversations with people down the line and they're going to want to interview you, they're going to want the receipts, right? What receipts are you accumulating to support your version of what happened? That time is coming. It's coming. God willing, you will be here for it. God willing, you will be here for it. And you'll be able to give your testimony, because we all have a testimony every day. We have this book every day. Our life is a book. Each of you actually will be able to write a book about your experience during these times. Because these are going to be those type of times. You'll be able to write a book, tell your story, make your money, because people are going to want to know. People are going to want to know. With the businesses, keep telling the truth. It's like that. I don't know any other way. So you all know, if you come over here, anything you hear me say, I may say it in a joking way, because that's just to take the edge off a lot of things. I say things backed with humor, because it's just a life be life for people, y'all, and I get that. So I like to say things in a way that's going to have someone to laugh or smile, because what they say, to keep from crying, I got to laugh. I laugh to keep from crying. But there is truth, you all, in everything that I say. Please understand, I don't come out here to make up things. I prepare before each live. I go in the lab, I take notes. I go to different media outlets, and I formulate my thoughts surrounding the things that I'm reading, the things I'm listening, what I'm learning. And I come to you all to talk about it, and I get in the comments the best I can to learn how you all feel about the information that I'm sharing. And then I learn from you all. Wash, rinse, repeat. Y'all, this is what this channel is about. I don't know what you're looking for, but this is what you get over here. It ain't that deep. I always say it ain't that deep. It's real simple over here. I come out here to tell y'all the latest of what I learned, the latest of the shenanigans. I come and share it with y'all so y'all would know what's popping off out here, because a lot of y'all lost in the sauce. A lot of y'all lost in the sauce. I know that. You know if you lost in the sauce. But listen, find you somebody who tapped in. Find you somebody who tapped in. That's what it's about. Find somebody who tapped in, and then you just get caught up. And I only hope that as you all listen to my content, it will motivate you to want to be more in the know about what's going on, to get out of your comfort zone, to start asking questions, to research things, to go on the internet and type in things, the questions you have, to listen to different various news outlets outside of the mainstream media, like your Fox and your New and your and CNN. But listen to just international news, these other countries who report on our country, who don't have a dog in the fight with whatever we're doing, but so they're coming from like a non-biased place. They're just reporting on the news like me. Listen to other content creators, smaller content creators who are just tapped in, who are just doing what I'm doing. We're just trying to understand, spread the word, because we know that mainstream media isn't putting it out there like that. Because what I'm going to tell you is that I promise you, you're not going to get the information delivered in the way that I deliver it. Many of you know that, which is why a lot of people come and watch my videos in large numbers, thousands, because you know that I'm delivering the media, the information, in a way that it's not delivered elsewhere. And then I allow for you to come over here and share your opinion in my comments, as long as you're doing it respectfully. There's not a lot of platforms that will allow you to do that. A lot of platforms are either hard right or hard left. And if they pick up that you going against what they're going for, you're getting out of here. That is not how my environment is. It's not about that. I talk my talk, and I want you to come over here and talk your talk in the comments respectfully. Respectfully. Y'all, it ain't that deep. It's real simple over here. It's just real simple over here. I like to talk, if you can't tell. My name is Chic. Welcome to my channel, my little corner of the internet. My background is clinical mental health counseling, which means that your girl can be a whole therapist out here. If I activated my license, set up shop, and said, all right, then come and pay me X amount of dollars, lay on my couch and just tell me all your business. But I choose to not serve in that type of way. I happen to like to come onto the internet and talk to thousands of people at one time. I feel it's more impactful. So this is how I choose to show up and to give back. I also have mental health products on Amazon. You can find the links in my videos or my community page. Links to my Amazon books. I am a self-published. I'm what do you say? I'm self-published. So I have adult coloring books, journals, notebooks for adults and children, ranging from $5.99 to $7.99. Y'all, I got them China prices on my products. Like, see, China just now telling y'all, listen, y'all can come over here and get this Lulu linen ish for $5. Listen, I was already doing that. I was already doing that. If you've been following, you already knew that you can get Chic's products already for the low. Amazon Prime, $5.99 to $7.99. Listen, I've been on my China price game. So check it out if you're interested in anything like that. Because listen, mental health is important, and we got to figure out a way to take back control over our mental health, because a lot of people out here have lost their way. The man who broke into the governor of Pennsylvania's house is an example of someone who has lost their way. So, Pat, great job. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you so much. God, Thomas says, God bless you. Remember, the shadows are afraid of the light. Chase the light. Remember your loves. Roseanne said, cheaper than the Dollar Tree. Because remember, y'all, the Dollar Tree, everything ain't no dollar no more. Them days gone. The Dollar Tree been on I ain't got it. They been on what they changed their prices. What, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, they're like, listen, we can't afford to be giving this issue away for $1. I'm going to need for you to come off an extra 25 cents. You got to come, you got to come off of it. Listen, the dollar ain't a dollar no more. A dollar ain't a dollar no more. A dollar ain't a dollar no more. So yes, if you're interested in any of my mental health products, you can find the links on my previous posted content on this channel, and it'll take you directly to my products. Enjoy. Definitely check them out. Leave a review. But it's just my way of giving back. So this is just my little way. JBT says, I was teaching about our shadow self-awareness. Let's see. Y'all, welcome. Please like the video as you come on in. Jerry Smith said, people need to get back to the simplicity of having civil conversations instead of yelling over each other. That would be so nice, Jerry. That would be so nice. It'd be so nice to have just civilized conversations with one another. But people act like they can't do that no more. People act like they can't do that no more. I'm a conversationalist. I love to talk to people. So when I'm out in public, I like to engage. I'm going to have a whole conversation. I was in D.C. I overheard a man get excited about a city in California. I surely said, are you from there? He said, yes. How about the man was from like the same, he used to work in the same small town of Pittsburgh, California, where I'm from. Who would have thought? Y'all, I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have said something to this man who didn't know me from a can of paint. And also, he was also retired as a mental health therapist or whatever, counseling, helping children or whatever. That's what he retired from. His son is a third year college student at Howard University. I got to talking to this man, y'all, like I was at the family reunion, and he was Uncle Charles that put together that bike that my cousin got jacked up on when the wheel went flying off. Those of you wonder what I'm talking about, be a part of the replay gang to catch that story. But listen, I talk to people and I learn so much when I talk to people, because I was learning historical things about just where I came from just by being in conversation with this man who had moved to California in like the early 90s for work, because he was doing outreach work in the community. And this first city that he moved to was the small town, Pittsburgh, where I'm from. And then as I was talking to him about Pittsburgh, and it prompted me to research more about that town and that name. And I was able to connect the history to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I learned that my small town, the reason why it was named Pittsburgh is because it was coming off of the name from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the steel town. So my small town was named after Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has the H on the end. Pittsburgh, where I'm from, doesn't. And this man told me his mother was actually from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So y'all, I be learning ish by talking to people, random people. I be talking to people. Each one teach one. That's how. So y'all be want to check how you be knowing all this ish. I be talking. And I don't care what you got to say, what you think about. I be talking. I be asking questions. Asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. I do it all the time. Roseanne, you say you from that area? Where you from, Roseanne? Pittsburgh, California. I had learned that it was originally black. Let me see. What was the original name? It was black something because it used to be like with the settlers with the miners which had settled in, so it had a different name, and then they renamed it Pittsburgh, and then but it was then named after Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Roseanne, you're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, yes. So I learned my small town in Pittsburgh, California, was named after Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania because of the steel. So then I'm like, oh, so I connected. I'm like, okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, so my town was named after Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Y'all, I'm 44 years old. I did not know that. And guess who else did not know that? My mother, who is she we were in DC celebrating also her birthday. She just turned 64, I think. She didn't know that her hometown, she didn't know that Pittsburgh, California was originally another name until like that trip when I told her. She was like, no, it's like she initially wanted to argue me down about it. I'm like, no, ma'am. No, listen up. Let me tell you how I learned about it. And when I was on a trip one year to California, I was in this area that was showing, it has historical information that you can read. And I stopped to read it. My, I can read. Y'all better, how sometimes you go to places and have little historical things that you can read. I started reading the information and it talked about how Pittsburgh was originally called another city and then they changed the name. There was a vote that took place in the town and they decided to change the name. So I just, but I didn't know from what I was reading why they chose that name. So when I met this complete stranger and we got to talking, and I'm sharing with him about how Pittsburgh used to be another name because he didn't know either. I started to research to learn where the name Pittsburgh came from, why, and that's how I linked it to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I was able to share with that gentleman that Pittsburgh, California was named after Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they changed the spelling to separate to distinguish the cities. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has the H on it, and Pittsburgh, California does not. So that's how they separated them. I learned all this in DC, not even California. So I'm in DC learning history about California, prompted from me talking to a complete stranger. Like y'all, I told you I'll be talking. I don't just be talking to y'all, I talk to everybody. I just be talking. This is what I do. This is what I do. But this is how I learn. This is how I know much of what I know from talking to people on the internet, in person. This is just my thing. This is what I do. Roseanne, you saw you live in Texas now. Okay, I want to visit Texas. So DC was on my bucket list. We did that during spring break. Next is Texas. So that would be my fall trip. My fall trip will be to Texas. I want to check out Houston and Dallas. He said it's hot there. Yes. Yeah, I'll get ready, but I'll do it'll be in the fall. So hopefully it's not gonna be too bad in September. September, October. Uh yes, so you all thank you for joining me tonight. Please hit the like button. JBT say yes, communication has to be taught. Practice. Practice getting out of your comfort zone, just talking to just people. If you're in a grocery store, you're in a line with someone, even the person that's checking you out. at the cash register, they may, a lot of times, they may say something that you could, you can respond and take the conversation to another way. Just get out your comfort zone and talk to people. Because so many people are just afraid to just talk to people. I don't know why. But to believe it or not, y'all, that was me as a kid. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't talk to nobody. So I evolved. As an adult, as an early adult, I came to see that movers and shakers, they communicate, they speak up. You speak up. They're assertive. That was my first adult lesson. Like when I graduated high school, went into the workforce because I wasn't fortunate enough to go off to anybody college. I couldn't do it. Mama ain't got it. Mama ain't have it. So I went into the workforce, and I later, put myself through college and things. But the lesson I learned is that adults, adult women, we're assertive. This is how you move. You speak up. You say what you want. You go after the things you want. So then I kind of was like, oh, okay. This is what a closed mouth don't get fed means. This is when mama always say closed mouth don't get fed. I would always hear her say that. And I quickly learned that as a young adult, like 20, that I needed to speak up. I needed to assert myself. And I've been talking ever since. But I've been getting the things that I want also. Because I've been talking. I've been asserting myself. I've been saying it with my chest. I've been going after the things I want and not sitting back on the sidelines. Roseanne said, ask questions all the time. That's awesome. Smart people, I always say smart people ask a lot of questions. That's why they know so much. They ask questions. Like, really think about it, you all. How else do you know unless you ask questions, right? You have to ask the questions like you ask. That's how you come to know what you know. It's just not just dropping in your head. Not for most of us, it don't work that way. You ask questions. So don't ever let it have anyone to make you feel bad because you ask a lot of questions, because I bet you know more than they know. I bet you know more than they know. So I don't feel bad when someone makes jokes about me asking a lot of questions or talking a lot, because I have more knowledge than they have. And also I have better relationships than they have as well. I have wonderful relationships. Can you tell? I can talk to anybody. I make people feel comfortable. People tell me all their business. That's why I don't need to be going to nowhere and charging people a bunch of money to lay on a couch as a therapist. People just tell me stuff. They feel comfortable talking to me. I make them feel comfortable. And even though you all ask questions, when I'm engaging in a conversation with people, I promise you, if you were to be talking to me, you're not going to feel like I'm grilling you. It's going to be like conversation. Next thing you know, I'm just going to have all the tea because I made you feel so comfortable, and it's just dialogue. It's the art of conversation. It's an art. So you just share all these things with me and I'm just, we're just having conversation, and it's that on that. Is that on that? So practice it. It doesn't come natural to everyone, but that's okay. Just practice it. Hackerman said, just stopping by to say hi. I hope everyone's having a great night. Also, even with all this going on, make sure you keep your mental health in mind. Thank you. Thank you so much for that awesome message. Pat Jagger said, and they listen. Yes. People listen to those people also that ask a lot of questions, because even though they may have their jokes, when they're wanting or needing information, guess what? They're going back to that very person who they know ask a lot of questions, because they know 9 times out of 10, you're going to have the answers. So most of my life, like, I'm that person where people come to me when they want answers to something. And if I can't give them the answer, I can direct them to where they may be able to get it. Or they'll at least have more information than they had before they approach me with the question. I like to help. So often, also I'm motivated by knowing things and learning so I can help the next person, like coming out here on YouTube, on my channel, and sharing my knowledge, because it's helping you all. I hope that my goal as honor students, anyone who's subscribed to this channel, you are an honor student. So if you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but we are the honor students. I affectionately call my followers the honor students, because here it's about learning, about elevating. Each one teach one. It's about having people to rise to our level, not going to their level. It's about elevating. It's about motivating. All things positive. This is a positive energy environment if you haven't not been able to tell yet. We have a good time over here. It's a feel good environment. And this is by design. This is my energy. As you go into different people's like channels and platforms, you'll feel the energy. You ever go into somebody's space and it just feels so, it feels different. You're like, okay, I got to get out of here. It's energy. Energy is real. Agent Smith says, serious questions. So what have you done with all the accumulated knowledge? How have you put it to good use? I regularly, because as I say, I talk to people. I talk to people a lot, like in person, and when I have conversations with people. So I'm one of those people to where I don't have to know you personally to be open to getting into a conversation with you. So my goal is whenever I interact with people, I want it to be about an experience. I want the person to walk away remembering me, remembering how I made them feel, because that's the number one thing that people will remember more on how you made them feel versus what you did for them. Think about that. It's the feeling. So when I encounter people, I'm heavily focused on the feeling that they have as a result of encountering me. So then the conversation goes wherever it goes, and the information or knowledge that I may have about whatever we're talking about, I share it. I do that on this platform almost daily. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. Please subscribe. But I share, I enlighten I have two YouTube channels, both over 2,000 subscribers. This is actually my smaller channel. It's on path to become bigger than my larger channel. But I have two YouTube channels, and my channels have both been about enlightening and sharing knowledge and information. Information that people don't have the money to go out there and pay for. A lot of information I share on my channels is centered around mental health. So even when I talk about politics, I will tap into the psyche, the mental health, things like that. Some days when I go into lives, I do it more than others. I don't think I did it really that heavy tonight, but I will tap into the psyche, the emotion, because everything that's happening, people are being impacted by this. People are being heavily impacted by this. So I am fortunate enough to say I know what my God-given gift is, and that is to help people. That is to teach. That is to enlighten. I challenge you all to figure out what your gift is, because there are many people who haven't figured it out yet. There are a lot of people who leave this earth never knowing what their God-given gift was. And that's very sad. I just only hope that you all figure it out before you leave this earth in the physical form. And if you don't know what your gift is, go to your higher power with that question. Ask and you shall receive, because literally, like, that's how I came to learn what my gift was. And that was before I went back to school to earn a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. I asked for the Lord one day to reveal my gift, and it was revealed. And from there on, my life has been centered around that. That's how I can talk to people and connect to people so easy, because it comes natural. It's my gift. We all have one. But are we all aware of what our gift is? I think you're blessed if you're aware of what your gift is, and you're even more blessed when you're utilizing it. Because what good is it to have if you're not doing anything with it, right? What are you doing with that gift? You share it with people. What good is it to keep it to yourself? Share it. That's why you have that gift. People with amazing voices. What, are they gonna sit in the house and just sing to themselves in the mirror? Like on some Snow White, was they the one like talking in the mirror? Like, what, you gonna be in a house just singing to yourself, singing to your plants? Go out and share that gift. And what they say, use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. So those of you who you know what your gift is, put it to use. Put it to use. Nurture it. I'm always talking, so clearly I ain't got that problem with putting my gifts to use. Yeah, I'm always out here talking. But Listen, I mean, that's my interpretation of it all. What's yours? What is yours? What's your interpretation to this thing called life? What is your gift? Lesson for tonight. Identify your gift. And after you identify it, share it. Own it. Geniuses typically talk to themselves. Little known fact. Thank you for that because I do it all the time. I always talk to myself. I talk out loud. Um, when I have thoughts in my head about whatever that I'm pondering on or ideas, whether like when I'm really really deep in thought or feeling a way about something, I'm speaking it out loud. And it's not for a response from anybody. It's just I speak it out loud. It's just what I do. Um, my mom does it. I haven't noticed any of my kids doing it or my husband do it. But my mom does it and she's a pretty smart person too. My mom is one of those people who are smart but without all the degrees. So that's why just because you got extensive education, it doesn't mean that your knowledge is just way beyond a next person's. I have a lot of education. My mom don't, but her brain is like on a whole nother level. So I don't judge people and their knowledge and things based off of what their resume looks like, you know. I just have conversations with people, and the conversation I have with them just kind of lets me know, like, what that if somebody is, if this is somebody that's aware, if this person is enlightened. I don't ask them, oh, where'd you go to school from? Like, that's not a question that I'm asking. And it's not even information and conversations I have with people that I volunteer really about myself. I just have conversations with them. And sometimes it may lead to me sharing some information about my education, but a lot of times people will know me for a long time and not know like all the education that I have because I don't feel like it's necessary. And then when they do learn it, they're not surprised. They're like, okay, I can see that. It makes sense. But I just don't feel like it's something I need to lead with because I don't think that defines me, to be honest. I think a lot of what I know just come from life experiences and me just being wanting to know and just being aware, asking questions, being inquisitive. Like I really put a lot of weight into that as to how I move the way I do versus my formal education. My formal education, it backs and supports a lot of the things that I say, but y'all, a lot of this is don't be that serious, like y'all don't be that deep, like it just be real life stuff. I just like listen. That's why I give y'all these examples so y'all understand. These examples I be giving y'all be real life stuff. I don't be giving y'all examples of stuff that I done learned from a college. I give y'all real life legit examples that you be like, yo, I understand that ish makes sense because it's life. Like we all have experiences, right? So I don't know. I just don't think it's my education. It doesn't make me. That's what I want to say. It doesn't make me. It doesn't make me. JB2 said people are people, respect each other's gifts, come out naturally. Yes, true one. I must say, I always feel high vibration and a family support. Thank you, true one. I'm glad you feel that way because I want it to be like a family affair, y'all. Agents, let me see. Comments coming in. MP said, I felt like it was my job to suffer in a way after all these years because people say I'm so smart and I empathize like few can. It's the experience I went through. Um, we are our life experiences. We are our life experiences, and I talk to you all mostly based on like just my life experience, and then I'll insert some education stuff. But I would say 90% of the things that I talk about is centered around more so life experience versus my education. At least when it comes to this politics stuff over here. I used to do content reviews on stuff, other types of stuff, and I got into the mental health stuff deeper when I would do reviews on reaction channels and things like that. And I would do the psychoanalyze things, do all that stuff. But I don't do it as deep, over here with the political thing. But let's see, you are who you are. We are our life experiences. Pat Jagger says street smarts. Yes, my mom is, she has very, very strong street smarts. Yep. You got what they say. You got book sense or street smarts. And then the super blessed have both. The super blessed have both. Yeah. I would say I have both, but I'm heavy in the book smarts. But I'd say I have both. MP says a lot of people it will not find the time to facts check it because it takes time and effort. Yeah. And that's what I do. Really, I come out here and I'll say it. I say it a lot. What I do when I come out here and what I say, I do what a lot of people just don't want to do, don't find the time to do, as far as with, coming out and speaking on things as a result of just research. It's not that deep. I just come out here and I call it, I do my homework with what's going on in the world. I make my notes. I gather my thoughts. And I come out here and I talk my talk, whether it be a car chronicles or walk and talk. But that's pretty much how someone would look behind the scenes on what I do. It's heavy in just me taking the time out to do the research that things do what a lot of people don't want to do. I do what a lot of people don't want to do. As simple as that. Don't make me special. I just do what a lot of people choose not to do. I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'll bring it out here to you. And you can just soak up the tea, the knowledge. And that's on that. And like the video in the meantime. Listen, I don't be requiring a lot over here. You just give me a like, double tap the screen. Like, it's the little things for me. It is truly the little things for me. I promise you, I don't require a lot. I'm simple. Like, share, subscribe, super chat. Hey, put some color in the chat. That just means I can see your comment in the color as little as $1.99 or whatever your so heart desire. But there'll be a lot of comments in the chat, so I can't possibly see them all. So it helps for me to see your comments when I see the color. So if you ever hear me say put some color in the chat, that's what I mean. Put some color in the chat. Send a super chat of however much you want, and then I'll read your comment. But if you choose not to, that is fine as well. A like, share, subscribe does wonders for me. Watching the content, if you only knew, it makes a world of a difference for me. Just watching the content. A lot of people come through. I pretty much don't know exactly how many come through and do I end the live, but it'd be a good bit. It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot that come through, and I do my best to see to read the comments, to respond, and all of that. So if I do miss any of your comments, it's not on purpose. It's just y'all, child. It's a lot going on this end. As a content creator, it's a lot going on. Roseanne Allen said, I've always yearned for knowledge and power and knowledge is power. Yes. Knowledge is power, and it can't be taken away from you. As I say, you can't unknow something. So now that you know, how are you going to move? You have that responsibility. Now that you know, how are you going to move going forward? Because now you can't sit and then, well, I didn't know. Now you do know. What are you going to do with that information now that you do know? Because remember, God willing, one day someone's going to ask you about your experiences from back in the day, because this is going to become back in the day, back in the gap, and people are going to have questions. They're going to have questions like, what was you doing? What was you doing? I don't believe you. Show me some pictures. Show me some videos. Agent said you should consider hosting a live panel StreamYard every week or so. It's a fantastic tool for interacting and for building watchers and more subscribers. I've never done a live. I have StreamYard. I have an account. I haven't used it in a long time. I don't know. Something about when I'm out and about on my phone, I tend to have more engagement than when I'm sitting, behind my desk doing a show. But a panel, that's never really anything I too much got into. I've been kind of like a solo dolo type person. But I mean, I'll keep it in mind as I continue to grow and my content continues to circulate. And if there's people who want to collaborate, Asian, you say you may enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I've been on other people's panels on their channels. It was different type of content though. In my previous life as a content creator, when I used to do other type of content, because I've been on YouTube since like 2020. So when I was in other sectors, relationship sector, I've been on other panels and things, but not on this channel since I've been covering like the political scene. I haven't collaborated with anyone. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what opportunities come about. I do give thought to that. Um, so we will see. I will definitely keep an open mind and thank you so much for this suggestion. JB2 says she'd be great doing that too. Thank you. Um, Asian says I think she would be good at attracting intelligent panelists. Yeah, because we don't want no fools. We don't want no fools. So yeah, I've been in other sectors where it was just yeah. So I don't know. Right now, I'm playing by myself at the playground. Listen, I'm playing by myself with the ball. So we'll see as time go on if there'll be people that I'll come across that have similar interests and want to collaborate and engage in conversation and dialogue and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. This is still actually I just started this channel less than a year ago. I started this channel as a second backup channel to my first channel back in like September. So right now it's just kind of taking off and really growing. So yeah, those ideas are things to think about for future and growth and things like that and branding and all of that. So thank you all for the suggestions. Please continue to bring the suggestions, to comment on my videos, to be a part of the replay gang. If any of you ever miss a live, definitely drop a comment. I like to read comments. My email, if you want to send me an email, I'm at chicspeakslive@gmail.com. You can send me an email or you can, drop a comment on any of my videos and I will see that as well. And yeah, we're going to continue to make it do what it do. We're going to continue to make it do what it do. But as always, I'm always appreciative of the support. We have 54 people still in the building, 115 likes. I would say my Ice Cube voice. And today was a good day. I like to end by saying you all go out into the world and show up in a way in which you want others to show up for you. Like attracts like. Give off good energy. Guess what? You'll get good energy in return. Take care of yourselves and one another, but heavy on taking care of yourselves because a lot of us are out here taking care of everybody but ourselves. Ain't nobody taking care of us. We just neglecting ourselves, and it's showing where how we look as well as how we feel. And so you got to kind of reel that in. If you're not feeling good about how you looking out here in these streets, check your mental health because likely it ain't where it needs to be. So you need to work on that. And if you're struggling with trying to figure out what that means, how can I work on it? Get on the internet, research some resources that are out there that can help you navigate through that. And if you are interested in any of my mental health products, you can locate those on Amazon and some in the links on my previous posted videos. Go back, look at all my videos, the most recent ones within the last few days. It may not have the links in there, but if you just kind of keep going back, you'll end up seeing it. And it's on my community page as well. You can see the links to my products. I am a self-published author, so I have adult coloring books, journals, notebooks, and all of that for both children and adults. Price range $5.99 to $7.99. I got them China prices. I got them China prices. 5.99 to 7.99. So check it out. Leave me a comment. Let you know. I hope you enjoy the products as much as I enjoyed creating them. It was so peaceful creating them. So it was me doing it without talking to anyone. You all, I promise you, I don't have to always talk. And while I was creating those products, it was just like late at night in the early mornings after I'd work my day job. I'll be up at night just working on those products. And it was just solace, just being in a creative mode because I don't consider myself to be creative. But when it came to creating those products, it was me tapping into creativity, something that I normally don't do. So I really, really enjoyed creating those products, in particular, the coloring books. So check them out. Check them out. Someone says, good piano hands. Yep. I grew up being told that as a child. My mom would tell me first I had piano fingers because I have long fingers. And I always wanted to learn how to play. My mom couldn't afford to give me a piano at that time. And I never learned how to play. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe when I become an empty nester, I'll take up piano and finally learn. Actually, we have one in the house. My husband got it for my daughter. She was interested in learning piano. She's a violinist, but I have never touched it. Hi, Michael. Welcome. Pat said it made you feel good. Agent said that's unfortunate. Good finger mechanisms generically. It's never too late. Thank you. I will keep all that in mind. Listen, I'm about to get empty nest in 3 years. My daughter is 15. My son's second year, wrapping up his second year in college. He's 20. My son is a rising senior. He's 16, my second son. And then my daughter, she's a freshman in high school. She's 15. So, yes, y'all, listen. Y'all listen to a 44-year-old woman. Y'all listen to a 44-year-old woman just talk about just life experiences. Listen, I'm somebody mom. I'm somebody wife of over 20 years. Believe it or not. Yes, y'all, 21 years in October. So I'm not a spring chicken, but I have good energy and I work to maintain that good energy. And that's what I bring to you all whenever I go live. Agent says exactly so inclined. She can be playing back in inventions and fuckers within a year. Bach, yes. So thank you all. I had a wonderful time with you all. I wonder how many of you all have stuck with me since like the beginning. This live's been going on for 191 minutes. So if you came in late, Michael, make sure you come back, like, share, subscribe. We're growing. I always wonder how long I'll be able to say, I'm just a small content creator on YouTube. But one day that may no longer be a thing. That may no longer be a thing. We worldwide, y'all. We worldwide. We are worldwide. So I thank you so much. I am very appreciative of all of you who show up, who watch my content, who like, who share, subscribe, super chats, all of that, all of that. I'm appreciative of you all. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful night. What is it today? Monday? Hey, here's the thing, you all. Those who caught this live, I don't go live on Mondays. I don't. I do a live, a walk and talk on Sundays. That's usually like my biggest turnout of the week. And then I give my moderators a break. We don't do work. We don't work on Mondays. I may go in the lab and study and get my notes together. And then on Tuesday, we do our first car chronicles of the week. So that's normally how it goes. But yeah, not today. Tomorrow, no car chronicles tomorrow. I may be back here with another car chronicles on Wednesday. So tomorrow I may pop up and do a live. So just make sure you have your notification bells on, because one thing about me, you just don't know. Agent, you say you're gonna be back. All right, I'm gonna see you, Agent Smith. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Pat Jagger. Hope to see you again too. Michael said Jasmine is a joke. Listen, we ain't finna get into Jasmine. We done talked about little Jasmine Crockett. We may talk about Jasmine again on Wednesday. No car chronicles tomorrow on Tuesday. No, I have an appointment, so I'll be back on Wednesday. So you all stay tuned for car chronicles if you're not familiar with that series. in my commute into my office that I do a couple of days a week, I will go live and I will talk my talk on my drive. So if you are here for that type of thing, definitely join me. I typically do that in the 7 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the great state of Georgia. So I usually go live about 7:15ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check us out, Car Chronicles. You'll see my awesome moderator, Dr. J. You'll see Just Win and Virtuous Woman. Agent says, boy, do I have stories for you about mental health. My fiance was bipolar. And said, oh, Lord, that is not the combination. I don't wish that combination on nobody. Nobody. May the Lord be with you, Agent Smith. May the Lord be with you. Because that's a heck of a combination. I have seen it. I have seen it. I've seen it. I've seen a lot, but yes, y'all make sure you like the video on the way out, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Dr. J, so much. Just say win, virtuous for being my awesome moderators. I hope it wasn't too bad on y'all today. Like, share, subscribe. I hope the people, the trolls, didn't do you too bad. We'll see when I end this live how many people came through because I know it was in thousands. I know it was in the thousands. So as always, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Agent Smith said, I qualify for sainthood. So, yes, you all have a wonderful, wonderful night. And I will catch you all on the next broadcast.